We are so excited to be here with you tonight. Thank you so very much for being here. My name is Ultimate DJs. His name is Griffin, and he is not green today.
It's a mirror. It's a Christmas miracle.
It's a Christmas miracle. Welcome in, everybody. Appreciate you guys all being here. Welcome in to Talking Trek Gives Back, our special charity event one time a year where we do amazing things. I don't mean one time a year we do amazing things, but tonight is unlike anything else. Tonight is going to be something super duper special. Tonight, we are going to take a peek inside the halls at Monroe Carell Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt. We are so excited to go back and visit our friends for the second year in a row, to hang out with some patients, to meet some new people, and to hear some amazing stories about how your contributions changed lives last year. And I'm not kidding you about that. We're going to hear some incredible stories about the direct impacts that you guys had last year and what we can do again this year. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the very special Talking Trek season of giving. I am Ultimate DJs. Griffin, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. How you all doing out there? You know, you think you know how much $20, $50, or $100 can go. But then you actually go and you visit a hospital and you talk to a kid, or even more so, you talk to a sister or a brother or a mom or a dad, and you realize, wow, when they say every dollar, every contribution helps change the lives of at least one person on this planet other than you, somebody you don't even know, man, the spirit of giving and holidays, they go together like this, and there's no secret why. We have the opportunity today to really change some lives and to really make a really bad situation better for lots and lots of kids out there.
You guys will be able to see the QR code on your screen throughout the night, and feel free to give directly to that. Scan it with your phone, and that will go directly to Monroe Carell Jr. Children's Hospital with a direct link to what we are doing here. We will be watching it throughout the night, updating our bar up here at the top of the screen. Take a look. What are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm looking at the bar. I'm looking at the bar.
Take a look at the bar above. Tonight, no sub goals, no bid goals. It's all about the children tonight. And as you can see, coming into tonight, I mean, look at this amazing number right here. Coming into tonight, you guys are $77 away from 10 grand, and we haven't even begun. All right? Every single floor is $6,000. And we are almost finished with floor number 2. Saying hello in the chat, Leellen Blevins is in the chat. Hello from Monroe Carell Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt. So excited for tonight's episode. Oh, that is so... Thank you for being here. Appreciate that. Hello to all of our friends at the hospital. How are you today? We are very excited to be with you guys here tonight. On our stage, we have another very special person, Griffin.
Ooh.
Miss Arian, are you there? Hello. Oh, wrong button. We're off to a good start. Hey, Arian, what's going on?
Hey.
Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Griffin.
Merry Christmas. It's so great to hear your voice. I was excited to see you in chat. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good. Very good. I'm excited for tonight.
I am very excited for tonight. As a matter of fact, I don't know how excited I should be.
Probably not very.
Because literally just minutes ago, community, Arian kept this from me. She kept this from me the entire time, okay? Taking a look in, if you want to take a look at your screen very quickly, Griffin, we are... you guys will remember here a couple of months ago, I gave Arian carte blanche. I said, do whatever you want to do. All right. You remember when we even said to the community, hey, you guys submit your ideas to Arian. I don't want to know what they are. Okay. I have no clue. I don't want to know anything about them. Well, she came up with a list. Now, let's be fair here. She's challenging you guys pretty heavily. Taking a look at the screen. All right, Griffin. We've got some significant goals here, and she's not even rewarding you with the first goal until $50,000. So,
oh wow, get eviscerated. I love it.
Yeah, she has high hopes for you guys in the community. But at $50,000, I am apparently going to have to sing 2 Star Trek karaoke songs.
DJs, that's minimum 2.
Minimum. Thank you so very much. Yeah, it's a heroic event, Silvertab. All right.
This looks like almost what it takes to upgrade the Revenant.
This looks like about what it's going to take to complete March of Oblivion. All right.
Yeah. March to Oblivion.
March to Oblivion. At $50,000, we got to do karaoke. At 55, apparently, I have to learn geography.
Well, that's not going to happen. What's the penalty for failure?
What? Okay, no. At 60 grand, the original goal, DJs and Griffin will have to shave their heads and both eyebrows.
What? How did I get put on that? That was you.
You volunteered. You said you would join in. You said that you would join in. I remember. We have it on video.
You did.
We have it on video.
Did we really?
Oh, yes.
Was I drinking? Did I have too much? Did I have too much grape ghost energy at the time?
Lord. Probably. Yeah, that's exactly what it does. It just erases
now with
the mind.
350 milligrams of taurine, that's ghost energy, available at gnc.com/BOGO.
This is why. This is a charity stream. There's no paid endorsement tonight. What are you doing?
No.
It's for the kids.
It's for the kids.
It's for the kids.
It's for the kids.
All right, back to it. 62,500. DJs will read stupid news in the accent of Moira Rose.
Oh, perfect. Which is no accent. You can make up whatever accent you want.
I don't
know. He has to mimic hers, and he doesn't even know it.
Who's Moira Rose?
That's the best part.
What?
You don't know Schitt's Creek?
I never watched it. No.
Oh, well, that explains a lot.
Oh, boy.
Now you got a show to watch.
At 65 grand, DJs and Griffin will narrate a fan-created Star Trek mini episode. You guys get to write a show.
I'll do that for free.
Heck yeah.
One. Let's go.
You guys get to write an episode.
I call Riker.
All right. Riker. At 67.5, this one is dangerous. 67.5, the community gets to choose DJ's in-game actions for 60 minutes. With the exception of deleting my account, by the way. Griffin was like,
I threw that in. I read that. I proofread that. And I said, well, you better say that.
He was like, you better not let them delete your account. Okay. So I could.
That would have happened in 10 seconds.
True.
You never know. Let's see. At $70,000, we will do a cosplay stream as Star Trek characters, as voted on by the community. At $72,500, we'll host a trivia game with game currency and exclusive podcast swag. At $75,000, apparently I have to do a makeup tutorial, just like the streamers do, applying a full face of makeup, foundation, concealer, blush, eyeshadow, eyeliner, mascara, curled eyelashes, and lipstick. Narration of the tutorial will be provided by Griffin while DJs applies the makeup.
I do production sound, not hair makeup, everybody. This is going to go terribly wrong.
This is going to be awesome. At 77.5, oh my goodness, we are on our way.
Juby
Time
coming
out,
out.
Dr. Juby. We are well on our way. Thank you, Dr. Juby. Dr. Juby with the $500 donation towards the children, already getting us over that $10,000 mark. Thank you.
Thank you, Juby.
At 77.5, I have to play a game blindfolded while Griffin and the community provide instructions. So I can't see. You're just going to have to tell me what to do. This is going to be great. At $80,000, we will stream an old school Star Trek video game as chosen by the community. At 82.5, I have to perform an Eminem rap.
What?
Yes. At $82,500,
no.
DJs will perform an Eminem song as voted on by the community on a live Twitch. I will be allowed to practice, though. All right, I'll be yes, I've been.
She's not referring to the fun, colorful chocolate candy characters.
She gave me 2 weeks to practice that. At $85,000, DJs must purchase and wear Vikings gear for a full podcast. This one is the most offensive to me.
That hurts.
All right.
Hurts.
That's very, very offensive. At 87.5, DJs and Griffin will perform a Star Trek roast of our favorite characters. $90,000, I have to eat a Star Trek-themed meal live on stream. Alien food from Star Trek lore. Got to do that.
We'll get you some worms.
At $95,000, I have to imitate Scotty's accent for 30 minutes on a podcast. And at $100,000, if we get there, super heroic. Apparently, Griffin, you and I are going to have to meet and construct an obstacle course, and then play the obstacle course while wearing a Star Trek-inspired costume and narrating it as if we were on an away mission.
Oh my gosh.
So there are your goals here tonight, community. Arian has set the bar very high, and I will say that's an amazing list. Arian, you have done so much work on putting this whole thing together. Thank you so very, very much. I know the community doesn't believe or doesn't see, but the amount of work that you've put in on this thing is absolutely incredible. And this list, all with you guys, all submitted by you guys and curated and put together by Arian. It's a great list, Arian.
It's an awesome list. I'm
very pleased with most of this. So,
except for the makeup and the Vikings. I do have to add, the caveat to all of this, guys, is we can't make all of this happen right away. So
yeah, we're gonna have a little time.
Is, of course, this will happen over the first few months of next year, but I hope so much to see many of these.
Well, it is indeed up to the community. The QR code is here on the right-hand side of your screen. Dr. Juby already dropping $500 in tonight, getting us ever closer, 74% through to finishing the second floor at Monroe Carell Jr. Children's Hospital. So we have a lot to do. Griffin, what do you say we get into it, huh?
I think that it's time. We've got a lot of great new people to meet, a lot of causes to hear about, and a lot of tissue. I did get my Kleenex here. I'm ready to go. In the event of crying, I highly recommend Kleenex. Kleenex brand is double coated and moisturized for your comfort. But I guess any tissue will do. DJ, back to you.
The product placement on this show is just getting out of control. It really is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct pleasure to bring to you guys tonight's special. We are very, very excited. We've been working on this for weeks. I was telling the chat yesterday how much I was trying to get through all the production, Griffin. Just absolutely boo-hooing my eyes out like a child.
You've been working on it for weeks. I've been working on it for weeks. You've been picking up your phone asking me when it's going to be done.
Oh, give me a break.
That's not work.
It's supervisory, all right? Ladies and gentlemen.
Push play on the video. Let's go.
It is time. Thank you so much for being here. Get your phones ready to scan the QR code. Exclamation point tip, exclamation point donate works. Ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed time for Talking Trek Gives Back.
What's up, everybody? Ultimate DJs here with the special event you've all been waiting for. Welcome in. You guys have known all about the efforts coordinated by the team over the last 30 days. And gosh, if you've missed some of the actions taken by you guys, then you've missed a ton. As many of you know, this past weekend was our big visit to the campus of Monroe Carell Jr.'s to visit with the staff, patient, and families of this year's benefactor Children's Hospital. You aren't going to be disappointed by the stories we have to share and the information that is likely to melt the coldest of hearts. You'll hear from floor staff, coordinators, and patients themselves. It was a humbling celebration of strength, adversity, and heroism. On behalf of the entire team, I'd like to personally invite you to sit back, summon all of your strength, beam it to these patients, and open your hearts and minds as Talking Trek presents our Talking Trek Gives Back.
What's going on, everybody? Ultimate DJs here at Monroe Carell Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt with our guests. You guys will remember their names and recognize their faces, Mark and Lee Ellen. It's so nice to see you guys. How are you?
So good to be here.
So good to be here.
here.
It's so great to see you guys again. We are excited to be back at Monroe Carell this year. Jingle Toy Drive and Talking Trek Gives Back, episode 2 with Monroe Carell this year. So very, very excited. First of all, you've got a pretty full plate scheduled for us over the next 2 days. Just tell us a little bit about some of the surprises you have planned for our audience over the next 2 days.
Yeah, so we're so happy to have you here at Monroe Carell Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt. We have a full schedule, like you said. I have interviews scheduled ranging from the Director of Child Life Services and Volunteer Services. We have an interview with one of our chaplains on our spiritual care team with her friend that you'll meet in a little bit. We also have Leslie who's our facility dog coordinator, and our Squid, who's our facility dog of the hospital. Squid. And that is a Labrador Retriever, and you will fall in love with him.
Oh, that's exciting.
And then we're also going to get to hear from 2 of our amazing patient families. We'll hear from Ivan and his mom, Cheyenne, and we'll hear from Megan and her mom, Kadasta.
Well, we're very, very excited to be here. Thank you for such amazing hospitality. Really, really appreciate you guys working with us again this year. And when I talk about, again, let's talk a little bit about some of the successes that the Commanders helped us with in 2023. Mark, the Jingle Toy Drive and the fundraising from all across all the donors, not just Talking Trek, but like the entire drive, hit a record high.
Yeah, absolutely. So Jingle Toy Drive was created over 2020 whenever we needed to still support patients over the holidays. And so we created Jingle Toy Drive to ensure that those patients got toys. The first year, it was a few $1,000s. Last year, we raised enough not only to fill all floors, but to ensure that our patients that we serve had enough toys and specialty toys to celebrate birthdays, to celebrate births, to celebrate all the things, the milestones, no more chemo, those things. And every time it's because of Talking Trek podcast.
I remember us talking about this last year where they said, well, we're going to be able to do, to stock the warehouse so that we'll be able to have stuff in July, which has kind of been a problem in previous years, right?
I cannot stress enough that it's transformed our ability to better serve our patients, and it's because of your team. So
unbelievable.
All of you at home watching, we have been able to help more patients celebrate with the things that they love, toys, because of y'all. So
that's so humbling.
Who knew that email 2 years ago?
I know, that's crazy. We were talking about how just Google it, man. Google worked out for you guys, right?
It did.
Yeah, how about that paid search? All right, like dang, all right. It's almost staggering to realize the impact that our community was able to have on this enormous facility with hundreds, thousands of employees that are all providing care. You guys see 1,000 patients a month, I think is what you told me, right? I mean,
we see 2,000 moms and dads walk through our doors every day.
Oh, okay, so I was a little off. All right.
So we saw around 500,000 visits in the last year, and so we see people from all 50 states, and so it's not just the Nashville community. It's people are coming from all over to receive the care here.
Yeah, let's talk about that. So you're saying 500,000 visits over the course of a year. People are coming from all across the world to seek care here. And that what our community was able to do last year supported your efforts at providing care to all of those patients throughout the entire year.
Absolutely. Every waiting room, when a kid is nervous, going to meet their doctor, what the treatment's going to be, toy. Every playroom on an inpatient floor, toys. There are things that we're able to meet the needs of our patients. All of them, because of your support. And one thing that I think is important to add to just paint some context about who we are, what you'll hear from some of our patient ambassadors that you'll interview later, they had specialists that a lot of other hospitals don't have. And so, yeah, that's something that we are really proud of, is being able to serve a larger base of patients because of all specialized doctors here.
And being a nonprofit hospital, we do not deny care to a family based on their ability to pay. So we serve families whether they have the funds to pay for it or whether they don't. And so it's a really special place. It's giving that to families.
Well, we found last year how special of a place this is. And from what I understand, we ain't seen nothing yet, right?
Buckle up.
Yeah, it's going to be a wild 2 days. We've got a lot to do. So we are going to first kind of just gather and prepare, because I also understand we've got some fun stuff to do while we're here as well today. So we're going to be talking to a bunch of people. We're going to be playing some games. We're going to talk a little bit more about the goals that we have set and what you guys can do to support our efforts here. The gaming cards. We're going to be talking to Graydon here in a little bit.
Yes.
And more specifically, seeing some of his vision in practice and some of the ways that we can support and contribute to Monroe Carell this year. I'm very, very excited to get started. So as we prepare, I want you guys to A, have your Kleenex ready, all right? B, be sure to have your cameras ready at any given time to scan the QR code on your screen right now. Be ready to type in on the keyboard, !tip, !donate, and leave your comments specifically as we're going through and sharing the stories and sharing the magic of Monroe Carell today. I would like very much for us to see your actual feedback. What is important to you? And I think that is going to translate. If you find something super important to you, leave it in the comments, because I bet it's something that we're going to see today. And so over the next 48 hours, I would very much like for you guys to be very, very connected. Stay tuned. Watch everything, because we have so much to come. Ladies and gentlemen, Talking Trek Gives Back 2024 is officially ready to begin. Let's go. Ultimate DJs here with Graydon at Monroe Carell Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt. How you doing, man? It's good to see you again.
I'm good, man. Yeah, it's nice to see you. Thanks for coming out.
Oh, absolutely. This is always a really, really fun trip when we get to come out. So tell us a little bit about what you've got planned for us today. Like, first of all, we came up into this room, which is killer. The lighting is amazing, and there's all kinds of great gaming and technology and stuff in here.
Patients love to come in this room and play Xbox, play PlayStation, so we use this room a pretty decent bit, I would say.
Yeah, there's actually gaming accessories and all kinds of games, not just the technology piece of it, but you've got puzzles and art and things like that. Mm-hmm. This is an area that I guess you use for a variety of different needs. Tell us a little bit about what you've been up to over the last month. We saw you here about a month ago. Mm-hmm. What is new? You're settling into your role. How have you been interacting with the patients? How's it going?
Yeah, so when I first started, I wasn't 100% sure like how this role was going to progress. So I have recently been doing a lot more patient interaction, which has been, it's the reason I'm here. It's the reason I get to do what I love. Getting to be able to come out and enjoy a space is like super, super beneficial for our patients.
Absolutely. I mean, and this is nice. You got some of the furniture around here. We'll see if we can show you a little bit. Just a lot of fun that you can have in here. So tell me a little bit about that process. You had mentioned that if a child life specialist reaches out to you, I'm assuming that is then, hey, we have a kid that wants to come and hang out, right? Like, tell me a little bit about that process. How do you get to meet a patient and then get to game with them?
Yeah, so it's really dependent on how the on the patient, obviously, but a lot of the times the child life specialist would ask what their favorite interests or hobbies are, the patients, and sometimes they'll mention gaming. And so whenever that kind of word is like the trigger, like what do you like to do? What kind of games do you actually like to play? And then how can we use this in a therapeutic manner? That's kind of where my discretion lies, is how do we use what games they like to use, but then if they have maybe physical impairments, like how do we utilize a controller to like focus on your fine motor skills and things like that.
Are those patients mostly coming into this lounge, or do you get to go to them in their room? And I know you had mentioned the need for some of the gaming cards, which is some of the stuff we're going to be asking you guys for help with this year as well.
I would say 80% of the time I visit them in their rooms. So I have a gaming cart that travels with me. It has an Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch on it. I also have VR and some other like really cool,
nice,
some really cool innovative technology that, like for example, there's this new equipment that I just received is called a Next Playground, and it's kind of like an Xbox Connect if you remember that.
Yeah.
Like an Xbox 360 Connect. So yeah, usually I will take that cart to patients' rooms, but like I said, sometimes the patients want to get out of their rooms and just experience something new, something fresh. And so there's this room, and then there's like 3 or 4 other rooms that some of them have gaming equipment, some of them have just like other types of activities and like drawing and coloring and things like that. So
what do you call this place?
So we call this the AYA Teen Lounge. It has a lot of great sponsors for this room. But yeah, some patients will reach out and be like, I would love to go to this room and play games. And then some of them, for example, like they can't get out of their beds. So I just play bedside with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are some of the games that patients are asking for these days? I know, listen, gaming is it's a tough business because it changes so much so frequently, but there's always new titles, but then you're also trying to not only be familiar with those titles, but then see how they can work in a medicinal format, right? Like,
exactly.
So what are kids asking for? What are you finding especially helpful these days? Like, what's on the market that you're loving for these patients?
Mario Kart's a really big love. Everybody kind of loves Mario Kart. And then we also play a lot of sports games, of all things. Since I work with a lot of teenagers and just generally adolescents, sports games like College Football 25, since it's brand new and kind of shiny, everybody's loving College Football 25, Madden 25, 2K. Those are like some of the main games I've been playing recently with kids.
Absolutely. Do you find specific routines within those games that are therapeutic, or is this more of a relax and kind of like just take your mind off of stuff like, hey, let's go play a game of football?
I would say 70% of the interactions so far that I've had have definitely been much more just like getting your mind off of it. And then I have been attempting to throw more therapeutic elements as I've gone through my training course into what I do, but it has been a lot of distraction-based things so far.
That's cool. I have this interesting question because this is something that the community has argued about a little bit, and I'm curious as a professional, like you do this, like your responsibility is building morale and providing therapy through gaming. So the question that we've debated a little bit in the community here over the last couple of weeks since we had you on is it good for a child to lose in video games? Like, do you just go in and crush them, or like, do you got to let them win? Like, there's a lot of people on both sides of this aisle. How do you play it?
Okay, unfortunately, there's not a right answer, and I'm sorry to say that. But within my community, so the gaming and technology specialist community, this is a huge topic of debate. It's pretty much the philosophical debate that I would say we get to have, which is pretty fun. So a lot of other people's philosophy is to ease up a little bit and build morale that way. I was never a person that valued like participation trophies. It's pretty dependent, but overall, I definitely never go in with a like maybe I should lose this kind of mindset. That's never been how I kind of.
It's important for them to learn how to lose.
There's so much value to it. I grew up playing sports like my entire life, and learning to lose was the most valuable asset I probably like learned when I was a kid for sure. So I want to be able to teach that to other kids. So.
All right, there you go, Beck. You win. All right. I don't think you've got to meet her yet. We had one of our guests with us here last year, and I told her about this gaming tournament that you got set up a little bit later this afternoon. She was like, oh, I can't go. I'm like, why? She was like, I will crush their soul.
Live long and prosper.
You know, this place is kind of magical because it's so easy for the mood to not be good here.
Exactly.
But you saw kids in the hallway laughing and having fun, and you saw their parents with them smiling. Like, that's not what they think about when they're walking through the door.
No, yeah. Fun and play is a fundamental developmental process for kids. You have to be able to have fun and you have to be able to play. And so, being in a children's hospital, that has been like the primary mission of the children's hospital as a whole, is to like be able to provide kids smiles and provide fun. Yeah.
Well, speaking of, you sent me an email after we were on the show, after we had you on the show last time. You wanted to set up a gaming tournament. Now, obviously, I am a professional gamer.
Sure.
So whatever you can throw at me, I can handle. And then he comes out with Mario Kart. No, they've already told me I'm just going to get absolutely rocked today. So we're going to see how it goes. The community's looking forward to this. You've got a Mario Kart tournament set up. There's patients ready to play.
Yeah.
Are we ready to go play?
Let's do it, man. Let's go
see what happens in the Mario Kart tournament. All right, we're going downstairs. Let's go.
3 minutes. Let's go off the track. Yeah, you're winning. You're winning. I see. How am I doing so poorly? I did not. Kenneth, right? Can you take it easy here a little bit? Just a little bit? You know I'm old. Old people can't do this stuff, right? Yeah. He says, yeah. You're good? Yeah, you're good. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, dude, I am so far in front right now. It just cost me to... No! No, no, no. Come on. I got one. I got one, dude. Oh, no. Are you going to win this one? Probably going to win this one. All right. It's time to get serious. Oh. Time to get serious, dude. Time to get serious. I get. Oh no! 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 Last one. Last lap. Where you at? Where you at? Oh, you missed. You missed. Don't let him win. Don't let him win. No! That's what they call a photo finish right there. All right, let's take the results. No, I did not get wrecked. Again. I didn't get wrecked. Did I get wrecked? No! All right, what's your name, dude? Ryan? Rylan. My name's DJ. What's up, dude? You're gonna get wrecked. We all get this lucky.
Rylan, me and you are team dog.
What? Oh, no, this is not a team sport. A banana. No. Wait, what? What is this? What is this? Are you dancing right now?
Yes.
I blew you up. I just hit my own stinking banana. I just hit my own banana. He did. So listen, it's very close up here at the top. What?
That's what y'all did.
I see you, Kenneth. I see you, Kenneth. Uh-oh. You know what I got? I got a bomb.
I passed it.
I just blew myself up. No, you are not. No!
He beat you?
3 hours later.
Did you already pass me? All right, Kenneth, you keep dancing. I'm coming. Coming. I'll catch you on the next one. I got wrecked. I got eviscerated, dude.
You do.
Oh, dude. He destroyed me.
He danced in your face.
That kid was ridiculous. Kenneth, what's up, my man? Shout out. Dude, he was something else over there. Listen, Griffin, we've got a couple of thank yous that we've got to give, shall we?
We do.
Let's go, and we'll hit it right now. From Anonymous, Merry Christmas to the children. From the Litter Box, thank you for your $50 donation. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Here, let me pull that. Wrong button. There we go. Check out the QR code to your right. Ever so closer to the $12,000 mark. Mr. Big Pig from server 76. Thank you for your $200 donation.
Yes. The spirit of 76 is alive, DJs.
From server 76. Thank you so very much. There it is right there. Beck, thank you for the resub. I saw Beck sneak in.
Boss is here. Boss is here.
Boss is here. All right, everybody shape up. Shape up. Sheppy, for the kids and love all the work that you're doing. Merry Christmas from Oz. $250 from Sheppy. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheppy. That's very good.
This all happened during that segment. Every single one of these came in during that segment. Stryker, $100 from Stryker to the kids with love. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Let's see. What else do we have in here? We've got so many. You guys did great for our first segment. Fox fan said that video was amazing. Oh, there's so much more. Dude. So much more. By the way, obviously a huge shout out, and he was kind of teasing, but not at the beginning. Griffin did an absolutely amazing job on this production, did he not?
Oh, yeah, it writes itself. I enjoyed when you were explaining the debate about Beck, and then I gave a little live long and prosper in there. That cracked me
really
up.
Good. People enjoyed that in the chat. The scoreboard at the bottom was hilarious. And
I love this. I was laughing out loud over that scoreboard.
Unnecessary. Yeah, thank you.
It was perfectly necessary. You were taunting and mocking the kid. The one time you won, you're like, oh, how about that one, little boy? I'm in control now. Yeah. And then you never won again. See, that's what happens.
Engineer, the reason that the upper bar isn't updating is because I'm replaying these. These already went through, okay? These already went through. They came through during the segment, and it updated during the segment. So it is, I'm replaying them now. Just like I'm going to do this one again. Smoke Mohawk says, Merry Christmas. Ooh. Let's go community. $1,000. Big time.
He smoked it up just like you got smoked by the kid.
Thanks.
Yeah, I think your loss might have inspired that donation.
Papa Smurf, $100. Thank you.
Thank you, Smurf.
Jess Insanity, Merry Christmas litter box. Let's hit those goals. $25 into the Christmas Angel Fund. Lightning Hawk interrupted our alert.
Yes,
Thank you for your 100 kitty bitties. Appreciate that. Yeah, that is it right there. Jess Insanity, Merry Christmas. Marching on towards the goals. There it is. There it is right there. Thank you very much.
Perfect.
Oh, we've got more. We've got more. Webster Sponge, Merry Christmas. Monroe Carell Jr.'s for the tiny hu-mahns. Yes.
All right, the hu-mahns.
The hu-mahns.
Thank you, Webster.
Thank you very much. And then I believe lastly just came through from a secret admirer. Anonymous donated $25. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And I just missed this one, and actually it just came through. There it is. Brand spanking new FF Engineer donated $26.81 to bring us to an even $5,700. Guys, $300 away from finishing the second floor. You guys are doing an amazing job. Thank you so very much. We really appreciate all of you guys, and every single segment that we do, we'll come back and we will give the updates that happened during that segment, but we have so much more to come. Talking Trek continues its season of giving. Let's just hop straight on back into it. This next segment is gut-wrenching. I'm going to tell you right now, you're not going to want to miss a second of this from the person who was able to tell us about it, but this is talking directly about those gifts that you guys gave last year and what it means to these patients. We will dive right back into our season of giving, the Christmas Angel Fund at Monroe Carell Jr.'s. Please stick around for more Talking Trek Gives Back. Yes, sir.
Before we go away to this, because he kind of teased it, who you're about to hear from is somebody who's in a position of leadership in this program and at this hospital, Ms. Van Dyke. Now, there are organizations out there in the world, and we're all familiar with them, where perhaps the leaderships, they work hard, they've been there a long time, maybe they're a little disconnected. Maybe they are in a supervisory role. For example, DJs with this editing project, once a day, 10 seconds. Oh, is it done? Okay, I'll talk to you tomorrow. And that's the involvement. The people at this hospital are so passionate and they care so much about what they do. And it's from top to bottom. It's from the teenage interns, if they have those. I'm making that up, but I think that they do in the program, or people in college who are interning, all the way up to the leadership of the whole entire division. Everybody that we meet knows what's going on, who's on first, what's on second, and they're there to take care of those kids and the little brothers and sisters and the moms and the dads and the families. And that's what makes this charity so special. So I invite you, as DJs just said, to sit back and listen from a person in leadership exactly what our $50,000 meant to this organization, not just last Christmas, but the whole entire year. DJ.
Good morning, Commanders. More from Monroe Carell Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt today, as we have an absolute ton of information to share with you guys, and more information about the programs in which you guys supported last year, and we're asking for your help again this year. Today, I'm honored to be joined by Stephanie Van Dyke, the Director of Child Life and Volunteer Services. Welcome into our panel. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
The audience has been asking all throughout the year about what it is exactly that we're doing. We know that we're raising for toys. We know that the big part of Jingle Toy Drive is making sure that all the patients have something around the holiday season. But one thing that I think was super profound last year is that our audience found out that the money that was raised last year didn't just help at the holiday season. It carried on throughout the entire year. I would like for you to tell us a little bit about that. It wasn't just about the toys at the holiday season, but this supported your patients throughout the year. How so?
Absolutely. So I want to start with I have this in my office, and I just want to show you this. So Mr. Rogers, one of his famous quotes, play is often talked about as if it was relief from serious learning. But for children, play is serious learning. Play is the work of childhood. So as child life specialists and our child life assistants, in collaboration with our entire patient and family-centered care team, which includes our music therapist, our Seacrest Studio team, our school teachers, our family resource center, our spiritual care team, for example, together we care for both the developmental needs of children and families, including siblings, as well as the emotional and often we refer to it as emotional safety relative to healthcare.
As you were listing all of these different programs, obviously medicine is a huge part of what happens here. How would you describe the ratio of medicine performed here as compared to emotional support and coping? I mean, you named a ton of programs.
So it's as a healthcare team, this is what we do.
Wow.
So, for example, if a child is going to have surgery today, a child life specialist is going to meet them before they have surgery to prepare them using age appropriate, based on the child's age, developmental stage, and level. We're going to prepare that child psychosocially for what that surgery is, what they're going to see, what they're going to hear, what they're going to experience, what might not feel good, and how to cope with things that don't feel good. If they're going to have an IV placed, we talk about the surgery sleep. We call that anesthesia in medicine, but a child doesn't know what that word is and what that means. So what is surgery sleep? And we're careful not to talk about it's going to be a nap, because I can think of a time when a child thought that surgery sleep was like taking a nap and was very scared then after surgery to take naps at home.
Right.
And the mom called us and said, how do I navigate this? She won't sleep because she's afraid. So we're very, very intentional, and our expertise is as child life specialists. Our expertise is in child development.
So there's no medical procedure that's done here without the interpretation of child life specialist. I mean, in other words, it's kind of a 50-50 piece of care, right?
It is. Now, certainly, we do not see every child and family. We're not staffed in that way. So we are definitely, our our consults that physicians and nurses and other staff put in for us and identify needs for children and families. We're assessing those consults, prioritizing, evaluating. I would love a day when every child here at Monroe Carell has a child life specialist, as well as a music therapist and a school teacher and a chaplain. But certainly, while every child does have a nurse and a physician, we are not staffed to see every child here, but we certainly see a large majority.
What is as far as the medical side, the nurses, the physicians, how have they approached the child life aspect of this? Is it truly like we love having them here?
Absolutely.
Is it an independent portion of the patient's care, or do
We're
they
very
work with
collaborative.
you?
No, we work alongside each other. So if, for example, we have a non-sedate MRI program called PAUSE, Patients Awake While Scanned. When we assess and evaluate a child who might be able to complete an MRI scan without sedation, we're working alongside of our radiology team to make that determination, assess, evaluate, and then during the scan, we're present because the child's not having sedation, is not asleep. We are providing the support for that child during that MRI scan. So same if a child's going to have an IV placed or a PICC line placed, or if they're going to have a chest tube or a dressing change. When we think about all the procedures that are happening, the nurses, the physicians place consults so that we are a part of that with them during that with the child and the family.
We had the very good fortune last year of meeting with Chase, who is a remarkable young man, and he spoke about child life as being care for his mind and care for his heart. He also described his experience here, not only for his parents, but for his brother, as it would have been impossible to navigate without the child life team, and moreover that you guys were providing not just patient care but family care as well.
Absolutely.
Tell me a little bit about how that part feeds in, because you guys, for every one patient that's here for medicine, you have 3 or 4 patients in child life.
Absolutely. So what you said about caring for what's in the mind reminds me of a time I took a patient with me to speak to a group of volunteers, and this patient shared that the doctors and nurses took care of my cancer. My child life specialist took care of what was in my head and what was in my heart. And I'll never forget her saying that. So it's very true.
With regards to child life here, tell me a little bit about the history of how this happened, because as we learned last year, this is certainly a developing science within hospitals, and you guys are one of the pioneers here.
Absolutely. So in 2020, we celebrated 50 years of child life here at Monroe Carell.
Oh, wow. Okay.
When I started my career here in 1992, I was one of 4 child life specialists. And now as the director of child life and volunteer services, I have 40 staff. And then in 1992, we were 3 floors of the adult hospital, and look at us now.
Right. Yeah.
We have Monroe Carell and care in our outpatient clinics, care for over 1,000 children Monday through Friday, every day. And we have 345 beds, and we have 2 floors under construction as I speak. So we are growing both in patient care, but also in our care relative to our departments and staff.
That's incredible. Yesterday, as you guys saw earlier in the video, yesterday we had a great time.
So great.
Downstairs outside of Seacrest Studios playing some Mario Kart, to which I completely dominated and was not lambasted by children. But that was just a wild time. And for me, I am playing with some youngsters, and I'm hearing the laughing and the giggling, which for me is normal. But I heard so many comments yesterday about the shrieking and the giggling on stage, and how that was such a good thing to hear, as in that is so important to the patients that are here.
And that is part of what we do as child life specialists, as well as when we work alongside our music therapists and our teachers and all of our patient and family centered care team members. We work to normalize healthcare. What would a child be doing if they weren't in the hospital?
Yeah.
We don't spend our days trying to trick children to make them think the hospital's fun. If anything, we spend our days being honest and being transparent so that children know what is happening, know what to expect, and know the why behind it. All in age-appropriate child development ways, depending on the child's age, the child's developmental level, and how they're coping. Play is the work of childhood, just like Mr. Rogers says. It's what children are doing when they're home, when they're in daycare, when they're in Mother's Day out, when they're at school, when they're participating in their extracurricular activities. So play is essential to what we do, not only to help prepare a child for what to expect in the hospital relative to their medical care, but to also experience and have normalization. So what's happening in the studio, what was happening yesterday at the stage with you guys, what's happening in our playrooms every day, what's happening at the bedside. Children are on isolation. They can't always come to the playroom. They can't always come to the studio. We provide play at the bedside. And sometimes maybe they can come out of the room, but they don't want to. They're overwhelmed. Socialization's not what they're ready for, and that's okay. Actually, that's a choice they get to make. And Halloween's one example. Christmas is coming up. But every day, whether it's a holiday or not, the toys and activities that we're providing are so often what is donated from people like you. It's essential to what we do, and we can't do what we do without groups like yourself.
Thank you.
And I mean that. Like the donations. And last year at Christmas time, there was a family who came in the Family Resource Center with a donation. It was, this little boy could not have been more than 10 years old. He had 2 teenage siblings and his dad with him. 2 teenage siblings and dad didn't say a word. This little boy did all the talking. He came in and he said, I have a donation for the children. I said, oh, tell me more. What do you have? He said, well, I was here last Christmas and you guys made it so much better for me because I got gifts at Christmas time. So I brought gifts for children who are going to be here this Christmas. So everybody has gifts at Christmas time. So when we share donations with patients and families, we see it paid forward time and time again with grateful families who come back and say, we remember when you told us the things you brought us to our room were donated and we want to give back. It's amazing. It's amazing.
You guys, the stories are profound that come out of the halls at Monroe Carell. And I would ask you guys to consider scanning the QR code on the right-hand side of your screen to give directly to Monroe Carell. And that is tracked on the screen above. We have a long ways to go, but you guys made it your mission to supply every floor with toys last year. You're doing it again this year. Exclamation point tip, exclamation point donate for you to do your part. As we've talked about all throughout this campaign, if everybody just donated the equivalent of 1 pack, we're there. All 13 floors, 14, I guess, technically, but 13 floors of children to be taken care of. And not only that, but remember the surplus that you guys have set. You had mentioned some children having the choice to not necessarily leave their room, but they still deserve that care.
Absolutely.
The gaming carts that you guys are funding this year, very, very important. You brought some gifts to share with us today.
Well, I brought some thank you notes. I can tell the story, but I think these notes tell the story even better than I can. So in the early 90s, after I started my career here, there was a child who was diagnosed with cancer, and I was his child life specialist. This was before I was in management, and he passed away in the 90s. Fast forward to 2018. This is not a family that I keep in touch with outside of the hospital. I've not heard from them from the 90s since their child died. For all I know, she doesn't even know I still work here, the mom. But I received a card here at the hospital with my name on it, Child Life, and it found its way to me. And it said, "Hi, Stephanie. I hope you've had a good year and look forward to 2019. I think of you often and the families that I'm sure you're still touching. My family was so blessed that you were in it. I want you to know you are still loved. Betty Lacey, mom to Nicholas." This child died in the 90s, And in 2018, I get a Christmas card from the family. Families don't forget. They don't forget. So impactful. And we are very honest with families when we're sharing toys and activities, when we are providing crafts, when we're making slime, that's very popular right now, that many of the items, if not all of the items we're using, are donated by the community. And they find that to be very impactful. Dear Child Life Program, thank you for making my stay at Vanderbilt better with your kindness. All the gifts I received made my day. I hope your patients enjoy these items. This was a note that came with a donation from a former patient who paid it forward and donated items from our wish list. So every time you help a child and family, you're not only helping that child and family in that moment while they're hospitalized or here as an outpatient, oftentimes we see those children and families come back to us with donations because you helped them in a time of crisis. It's truly impactful, and it changes lives. This is a note from a mother, and this is specific to end of life and a death of one of our patients that we were caring for. So our lives were forever changed on December 11th, 2015. Our son, William, choked at lunch, and although doctors were able to get his heart to start beating again, there was never any brain activity. We had thousands of people praying for our family. Prayers of comfort were answered the following day when we were presented with the option of William being an organ donor. We spent the next few days saying goodbye, snuggling with our son's precious body. The child life specialists were instrumental in how we presented this tragedy to then our 4-year-old daughter, Madeline. So this is an example of not only how we worked with the patient, but the sibling. We truly didn't have the capacity to think clearly and make decisions on what would be the best for her at that time. The child life specialist gave us ideas, provided the materials to create memories that will last us a lifetime. Our time in the hospital, while heartbreaking, is filled with memories that I'll cherish forever because of how we were cared for and loved.
That is incredibly powerful. And very consistent with how Chase had experienced and shared his story with us. And I know that we're meeting with another one of your champions later today. Commanders, I've been sitting with Stephanie Van Dyke, Director of Child Life and Volunteer Services here at Monroe Carell. Thank you so much for your time sharing your stories. And again, just as a quick reminder, you guys can do your part right here today by scanning the QR code on the right-hand side of your screen, !tip, !donate, where we remind you that Talking Trek is paying forward all of your donation at face value. No fees have been taken out. So if you give $100, $100 makes its way to the Jingle Toy Drive here at Monroe Carell. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate all of you.
More to come from Monroe Carell right after this break. Don't go anywhere. There's so much more, guys.
We knew early on that having children could be difficult.
We had gone in for our 20-week ultrasound.
We were excited because we were looking forward to having just a child.
And then she started focusing in on one area, and we didn't know what it was, but we noticed that the obstetrician got really quiet and really serious. That was when she told us that there could be something wrong with this heart. She had just written left heart hypoplasia ? I Googled it, and they say never to Google things about medical questions, and there's a reason why.
I was at work, and I get this telephone call, and it's Lisa screaming and going, what? I didn't know what she was saying. Basically, I heard her say, our son's gonna have half a heart.
What I was reading was telling me things like, this is 100% fatal unless there are 3 stages of open heart surgeries to reroute the circulatory system, and the statistics just didn't look very promising. It was really, really scary.
Evan has a complex congenital heart disease called hypoplastic left heart syndrome, in which babies are born without half of their heart. We can do surgeries that fix, in a way, the anatomy and the physiology, how the heart works, is at its best, but it's never normal. They're very complex surgeries. The first one is within the first few days of life, in which the surgeons recreate the aorta, the big blood vessel that takes the blood to the body. Then the next step would be to bring the veins, the venous blood that has low oxygen, into that lung circulation. That's called the Glenn operation, or stage 2. And that usually happens after 3 to 4 months of age. They complete their next step in surgery at about 3 to 4 years of age, and that will bring in all the rest of the blood that is low in oxygen into that lung circulation.
We could also see a big change in him, a big difference before the third surgery and after the third surgery. He had a lot more stamina.
Evan is now a young 10-year-old that's active and playing, and he's really thriving. For him, from now on, it will be close monitoring.
And they now have made it a little more official, even by calling it the Fontan Clinic.
The way that I think about Fontan Clinic is that it's really a consult clinic, and it's a holistic consult clinic. My training as adult congenital cardiologist gives me a unique perspective when I think about kids with congenital heart disease, because I know what they're going to look like when they're older.
Evan is so much more interesting than his heart. His heart is pretty interesting, but he's so much more interesting than that. And to me, hearing about all of his adventures, hearing about his soccer, hearing about even his dietary preferences, and watching him banter with his parents like every other kid his age, to me, that's a celebration, because that means that he's getting to live a relatively normal life, and it's our job to make sure we keep it that way.
At the Fontan Clinic, they were very understanding and interested, and they were able to answer my questions very well and were patient.
We've actually lived in several places, but wherever we go, we have always seen our primary care team as being the team at Monroe Carell Jr. Children's Hospital of Vanderbilt. That is our place. That's our home. That's where we always have gone back to, and I think always will.
Evan is an incredible child. To be able to participate with families going through the most difficult moments in their lives, but then also seeing how their children do so well, makes me very humble.
It's great to know that there's a whole team behind me that's been tracking me my whole life and just watching my progress carefully and just giving their lives to help me survive.
We're just so glad that we gave him a fighting chance, that even though it meant going through all of these surgeries, that we would get to see our Evan on the other side, and we cannot imagine life without him. What words are there except thank you?
I warned you. I warned him, Griffin.
There is no warning for stories like that and circumstances that all of these families survive with and learn to live with. There's just no warning for it. I mean, the children are special. The adults are brave. And, you know, we sit here and do what we can to help. That's all you can do.
The people who are behind this, the care providers, it's amazing what the common theme that you hear throughout all of these stories is the people who took care of them, the people who are part of this care team. It's just absolutely incredible. Community, we do have to take a very quick break on Twitch. We are going to do that now, but there is so much more to come. Please don't go anywhere. There is so much more, and your chance. The bar continues to grow. We're going to recap your donations, and we have even more surprises just around the corner. This is Talking Trek Gives Back. We'll be back right after this word. Griffin, as we await our audience to return, I think that it would be very, very important for us to go through and replay some of the amazing contributions that just came in. Do you want to see some of these? I mean, there were so many that came in during that segment. Let's start right here with this one from Caledon and his teammates. Engineer and Caledon put this thing together from the Epic Alliance on server 89. Absolutely.
I saw that. I guess they asked everyone for their couch change.
Couch change is what they did, and they came up with $2,500.
That is something else. You guys, that is ridiculously generous and incredible. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Jess with the $25 donation. Merry Christmas to the litter box. Thank you so very much. Chris, son of Matt, came through using !tip, !donate, or you guys can click on this QR code on the side of your screen. Take a look at that, Griffin. $15,675 is where we are currently right here. Bender the Robot coming through for the kids and the eyebrows. Let's shave those.
Oh, well. I'm still contacting my attorney about whether or not the comments I made while inebriated are, in fact...
I think that there's evidence that you're going to be stuck there, okay? Just throwing that out there. Odette and Renata for the children at Monroe Carell Jr., thank you. $50 donation into the Christmas Angel Fund. Thank you. Anonymous came in with 2 different donations. We saw an anonymous donation of $50, Merry Christmas litter box and the kids, followed immediately up by another anonymous donation of $20. Thank you to both anonymous donors. Appreciate you guys so very, very much.
Amazing.
Ha! Yeah, I'm watching that, and I'm trying to sniff it up. How's your Kleenex supply over there? You doing good? Do you have any plugs or anything you want to? Go ahead and
bubblegum toothpaste. If there's one thing I hate, it's the taste of toothpaste. Isn't that right, DJs?
Oh yeah, toothpaste is terrible.
It's like putting chalk in your mouth.
Yeah.
When my dentist heard about my problem, he gave me new bubblegum flavored Crest.
Right.
It still cleans my teeth, but now it's bubblegum flavored. Thank you, Crest. Back to you, DJ.
Jungo with the $1,000 donation. Merry Christmas to these tiny heroes and those who care for them. I think that is beautiful. Hey, how about this? Our first employer match of the year from the GSK Foundation. This was an employer match from Stryker. Thank you so very much. Appreciate that very much. Queen Rach with the $100 donation. Merry Christmas to all the babies and their families. Thank you, DJs, for doing this. It's you guys.
Thank you, Queen Rach.
It's all you guys. Thank you very much. And then I think the final one that came in during that segment was Strider. Strider Proud Feet with a $100 donation. Thank you guys. Bringing our total to $15,675. $15,675. As you guys can see on top of the screen up here, we are over 61% through floor number 3. You guys are doing a fantastic job here tonight. And just as a quick reminder, I will pull up the goals that Arian has set for you guys here tonight, starting at $50,000. And if you are having trouble seeing some of these on your screen, I'll zoom in on these. DJs will perform karaoke. Star Trek themed karaoke. Yeah, thanks a whole lot for that, Arian. Arian is on our stage and has curated this from the community. There's the shaving of head and eyebrows. Why does
Tarpitude wait to donate $100 until we talk about shaving our stuff?
Tarpy with the $100. Thank you. Listen now. Arian, you decided to do this a little bit differently this year. You obviously the top end of the goal was $60,000, and you said no. That's just not going to do. $60,000 is what we got to do for the hospital, but you decided to lay out some stretch goals for the community, and you've laid out stretch goals every $2,500. As a matter of fact, like it's not at all unreasonable to assume, Griffin, that you guys could knock a lot of this stuff out. I mean, if we hit the goal for the hospital, then it's only $2,500 increments to get some of this stuff, including live cosplay, an actual obstacle course that we're going to have to do, speaking in Scotty's accent for 30 minutes on a podcast, which is going to be terrible. All right, just throw that out. And actually doing a roast of our favorite Star Trek characters. Arian, thank you so much for the work that you put in on that. I mean, that's...
Can you bring that back up?
Yeah.
I just want to highlight and go back to, I really want to see the 75,000.
75,000. DJs will host a makeup tutorial similar to popular female streamers while applying a full face of makeup, foundation, concealer, blush, eyeshadow, eyeliner, mascara, curled eyelashes, and lipstick, narrated by Griffin while I apply the makeup. All right.
I wasn't
going
to let you
I'm
try
going to
and
say what you're doing, and then you have to do what I say. That's obviously what that means.
Exactly.
That's exactly what that sounds like. That's at $75,000.
I just want to know, while Arian's on the stage, I got to ask, if you throw that up, the $70,000 goal, you put up there a cosplay for me and DJs to go through.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just say Amzadi? Because we know it's going to be Amzadi.
Oh, why would you even say that out loud? No.
And that's why I called Riker earlier, because you're going to be Deanna Troi. Because that's all that's left. I called Riker.
No, thanks. That's going to be fantastic. Super looking forward to that. Oh, my goodness gracious. Well, we do still have a long way to go. All right. We are currently at $15,775 with less than 2 weeks on the calendar, but there's still so much more here tonight that you haven't seen, including a couple of surprises. Griffin, let's get back into it. Let's lighten the mood ever so slightly. Let's talk about something fun that the kids get to do and interact with. This next segment.
Other than whooping your ass at Mario Kart?
This is a family-friendly show, sir. Yeah, other than that, all right, let's take a look.
He says that, but I had to bleep out 7 cuss words just for that one little segment.
They were whipping me so bad. All right, whatever. Let's get back to it more here on Talking Trek Gives Back. Let's I got nothing else. Come on. Welcome back to Talking Trek's Season of Giving. The Christmas Angel Fund is on its way. Thank you guys so much for the contributions that you've made so far during this show, so far leading up to this show. We have so much more work to do, and I'm excited to welcome our next guest, who's going to talk to us a little bit more about some of the contributions that you guys have made and why they're important to Monroe Carell. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome Lisa Herman, who is a chaplain on the spiritual care team. But also she's got a friend with her.
Yeah. Hi, DJ.
Hello. You are Succotash.
Yeah, I sure am. I'm pretty infamous in these parts.
I have understood that you are quite the guy that a lot of the patients like to come and hang out with. Tell me a little bit about your role in the hospital. What is it that you do with the kids?
Sure, DJ. So, really, I just accompany the kids, much like Lisa. But we do have to be careful because not everybody likes felt and foam. You know?
Okay, yeah.
So we concentrate on our kids roughly ages 3 to 7 years old, and we just go and we try to get to know them and bring a little bit of laughter and levity. And I don't know, you see how her lips still move? She's still trying to work on this whole puppetry thing.
Yeah, that's okay though, because
it's cool.
I haven't looked at her at all. I've been looking at you.
I know. And that's
been having a conversation with you.
And that's exactly what the kids do. They forget that there's an arm up there, and it's attached to a big person. But, and that's what matters, is that they make a friend in the hospital to make this place that's sometimes weird a little bit more normal.
So you have this relationship with the patients. I see that you are full on a member of the staff. You've got a badge.
Sure do. It says
Succotash right here. Department of Spiritual Care, Felt Sidekick, and Compassion Engineer.
That's right.
Which is cool. Tell me a little bit about being a compassion engineer. What does that involve?
Yeah. So I'm glad you asked, because really, DJ, what it means is that we get to go and spend time with people at their worst moments and their best moments. So when they're really sad and having trouble and they feel like they're sitting in a big ditch, or when they're standing on the mountaintop, their hands in the air, maybe eating that pizza for the first time, or getting those tubes out, or saying, hey, I don't have cancer anymore, and their hands are in the air and they're like, woohoo! And so are their family members. And Succotash just gets to be a part of that. You know, and be part of the Wahoo. Maybe I think that's what these hands are for.
Yeah. So we were talking a little bit ago, a minute ago, about that you can do high fives with the kids and
high fours.
High fours. That's right, because four fingers.
4 fingers. Yeah.
Yeah. But you are very famous, I hear, in these parts.
Oh yeah.
Children can see you. They do green shouts, right?
They do.
Green is good. I see your button, but they'll see you, and it's your personality is all about celebrating green, right?
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah. So, tell them, Lisa. Well, Succotash thinks that everything should be green, so we have to talk about that a lot. That everything can't be green, but pretty darn close to it.
Green's good.
Fabulous,
I like green.
Yeah. Like when they have Succotash in the cafeteria, we're all in. And when we see green things, we point it out, and we often
like the Green Bay Packers, right?
The Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish the Titans could get some green in there. Yeah,
we got green Griffin back here.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
What is his name? The Green Lantern. We like him. You light up our life. Yeah. It's good, but yeah. So, but as Succotash goes around and he loves to promote folks and just encourage them, and what we as spiritual care providers, Succotash helps remind me that we walk alongside of others in those good times and those difficult times, but also, as my teenagers and young adults say, those middle of the road times where they're like, meh.
Yeah, meh is a thing.
Yeah, meh is a thing. Even in the hospital, meh is a thing.
Yeah.
And we just remind them that green is good, and people like to drop off Pop-Tarts and tuna to them. That's some of my favorite. That and tacos.
Pop-Tarts, tuna, and tacos.
Oh yeah, all the good things.
It's a great diet.
It is.
It's fantastic.
It works.
Do you get to have like taco parties with your friends here at the hospital sometimes?
We haven't yet, but man, we're putting that on the list. Put that on the list.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Taco party.
Taco party with Succotash. I feel like my development friends, we could work on that.
That sounds great.
Oh yeah.
So, what are some of the things you like to do with the kids? You had mentioned gaming a little bit ago.
Yeah.
We're going to talk to Graydon a little bit later about gaming.
Yeah, we're so excited about gaming and Graydon, and because he has these cool adaptive joysticks.
Yes.
Where everybody can play.
That is very cool. We're going to talk to him a little bit more about that a little bit later. So what else do you like to do? You like to sing?
Oh, yeah. We like to sing. Not very well, but man, we just make a joyful noise.
That's fantastic. And dancing.
A little dancing.
Flailing.
Oh, yeah, flailing.
Yeah, just all the wiggles, right?
Yeah, all the wiggles. Because, man, in this hospital, you got to get those wiggles out.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about when you started working here. How did you get paired up with Miss Lisa, and how long have you been here?
Yeah, well, Miss Lisa and I, we've been here about, let's see, July was our 4th year. We came right in the middle of the pandemic. Yeah, and actually, me and Miss Lisa, we've been together a long time, about 13 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so I came with her, and, we learned at our interview that they really like felt and puppets here at Monroe Carell. Some of the child life specialists, they use puppets. Even my boss, who's been here over 40 years, she used puppets when she was a child life specialist. Can you believe that?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So you came here about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And tell me a little bit about your journey. Tell me about some of your favorite friends that you've made here and some of the greatest stories that you can share.
Sure. So some of the greatest stories are when we're sitting in our office and I'm hanging out, maybe taking a nap, and this noise will wake me up, and it's footsteps coming in the chapel. And it doesn't sound like tiptoeing, it sounds like this. And it's little feet coming on that linoleum, and they stop, and I hear, ooh, wow, look at that. And they're talking about the stained glass catfish in the windows in the chapel and all the neat books about all the different celebrations. And then here in December, we're going to be setting up sacred celebrations in the chapel. And you want to tell them what that is, Succotash? Oh yeah, it's our friend Nathan and Fred really spearheaded it. We have a station for all the things that are going on from December to January, including a felt campfire.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
And a smelling station. I don't have a nose because noses are overrated, but you can smell things from the seasons like cranberries and cooking oil and peppermints.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
you gotta guess what they are.
Yeah.
So
That's very, very cool.
All the good things. But as far as some of our favorite people, anybody that loves succotash and just loves Lisa, we love them, and sometimes we get to meet perfect strangers and give them high fours and just sit and say, how are you doing today? And sometimes they're doing okay, and other times not okay. And we're just there to say, okay.
What do you do when somebody's feeling not green, when they're feeling blue?
When they're feeling blue, that's a good point. So first we listen. You see how I got these 2 ears?
Yeah.
We listen because that's one of the best parts about medical care is the more we listen, the better we know our patients, our families, and our staff. And Lisa and Fred and her friends, they're pretty good at it. Okay? And we listen to them and we find out what's meaningful to them, what's important, and that may be religion and spirituality. It may be toys, like a truck or a puppet.
A puppet,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, because I've had some friends that have puppets. There was a friend named Reese, and he said, Miss Lisa, you know what I like? I like preachers and puppets. I was like, well,
We've got a new best friend.
I know, we got a new best friend. But when somebody's feeling blue and maybe they need a little something for Succotash and Miss Lisa to bring them, the best part is we don't have to run down to the warehouse. A little far jog for Succotash.
Okay.
We got this lady named Shannon, and I'm like, Shannon! And I tell her what I want, and she says, I got you, Succotash. And it shows up.
It's just magic.
It's magic. It's like poof.
There it is. And so then you'll grab the toy and you'll go back to see your friend.
Mm-hmm. And what we like is we love a good game of Connect Four.
That's a great game.
Yeah. So fill her up on the Connect Fours.
You see that? Extra Connect Fours,
Extra
Chad.
Connect Fours.
All right, extra fours.
And crayons. We use lots of crayons here. And what color crayon?
Green.
Green
See?
crayons.
Come on, Chad. What color crayons?
Yeah.
Green. All right. Yeah.
And if you want to throw a yellow in there, we'll take it.
Okay. We got a little bit of yellow in there. Yeah.
All right. And let's see. What else do we like? We love some Play-Doh because you know what? They have a Play-Doh taco set. Just saying out there in Feltland, tacos.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. But there's all kind of good things out there that you can bring, and sometimes just making kids feel a little bit more normal in a weird environment, it helps, and toys help.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think it is phenomenal that you hang out with these friends of yours here at the hospital. And I think it's very, very cool that you get to hang out with Miss Lisa all day and make kids green, right? Because green is happy, right? Green is good.
Green is good, yep.
Well, Succotash, it was super nice to meet you, and thank you for coming down and spending some time with us today. If you were asking our chat to help you with anything this year, what would you like to ask for?
Oh, yeah. So, listen, I love being an influencer, and with thousands of people. Let me tell you what we need, okay? Listen, people, we need toys. We need jingling money. We want to fill up that warehouse with lots of joyful, cool things, from little teeny tiny babies all the way up to big people. Don't forget our big people, because sometimes those 18 and 20-year-olds, man, they fill up a bed. But boy, do they still need games and toys and fun things to maybe protect their heads from the cold, little donut toys for the little kids, and everything in between. And man, do we want to fill up that warehouse so that these kids know how much they're loved by us and by our community and everybody listening, okay? So come on, baby. Hit me with the green stuff.
There you go. You guys be sure. Scan the QR code on the right side of your screen. ! Tip, ! Donate for you guys to do your part. Let's help Succotash bring in a little bit more green into the hospital this season. All right. And as we inch closer towards our goal of 60 $1,000. You guys are doing a great job. Please be sure to continue your support, and let's take care of all the floors, just like you guys did last year. The extra gaming carts, Succotash, we're adding to it a little bit this year. We're working with Graydon to build some brand new gaming carts with the adaptive stuff so that they can go in and people with 4 fingers can play too.
I love it, because, man, gaming is so cool. We love that.
Gaming is fun.
We love some Madden football and some NBA jams and some FIFA.
We are looking forward to you guys doing your part. Thank you very much to Miss Lisa and Succotash, our special guest here. More from Monroe Carell when we come back on this episode of Talking Trek Gives Back. We'll be back right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Right. Love it. Yeah.
I'll never forget the moment they put her on my chest, and just the surreal feeling of like, oh my gosh, this is her, she's here, we're parents. But I mean, that was short-lived. She was on my chest for, I think, max 30 seconds. And her doctor said, hey, I just spoke with the team over at Monroe Carell Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt. They said, we suspect this is hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. Our NICU is not equipped to handle heart issues. We're gonna need to transfer Margot.
It really kind of set the tone of the reality of the situation and the severity of the situation.
So I send Michael up and I was like, you go tell my nurse that I'm leaving this hospital. I am not staying here. If my baby's leaving, I'm leaving. I'll never forget wheeling her away from me, and I can't go with her. And I still don't even really understand what's happening. I don't know what this looks like, and I don't know what this means.
Cardiomyopathy is a problem with the heart muscle itself. And infants with hypertrophic cardiomyopathy is really a group that I would consider higher risk. Some patients can have cardiomyopathy where the heart muscle doesn't function appropriately. Some patients have cardiomyopathy, such as Margot, where the heart becomes too thick, which impairs the heart's ability to function correctly.
I remember thinking that she just seemed so fragile. And I remember being scared that every time she cried, her blood pressure was going to get too high, her heart rate was going to get too high.
So in Margot's case, having input from neonatology was really important. Also having input from our genetic colleagues to guide genetic testing to further figure out exactly what the etiology of her cardiomyopathy is really becomes critical.
I knew in that moment, we have the best team looking out for our baby. And I knew, as scary as it was, I just can rest assured she's in good hands.
Fortunately, Margot has done fantastic. She really doesn't have any symptoms of heart failure. She's managed with just one medication and really is doing well and thriving.
It felt like 3 years that she was in there, but in reality, it was 10 days, and the 10 days felt like forever, but in hindsight, it's not that bad.
Loading the car seat back and saying, okay, we are putting it in the car, and this time it's coming home with a baby in it. It was the happiest moment.
I think what makes Monroe Carell really special is the people. The people really drive the program. They drive the research, the education, and it's really an ideal environment to care for patients.
There aren't enough great things that I can say about Dr. Godown and Monroe Carell. We were scared, but they helped us feel a little less scared because we knew that she was getting the best care. It's gonna be okay, and you're not going to live in total fear every day. And I think it's pretty remarkable. And I can't wait for her to get older and know her story and know just how strong she is.
Super excited to welcome our next guest today on Talking Trek Gives Back. We are joined today by Cheyenne and Ivan, who, from what I understand, is a huge sci-fi fan. And we're going to have a chance to talk to him coming up here in just a few moments. Welcome, both of you. Really appreciate you taking time to stop by and say hello to us.
Thank you so much for having us, and thank you for all you do, too.
Oh, well, I tell this to people a lot. It's not at all what we do, what I do. It's all these folks out here in this amazing community. Right before, and I just got to tell a little quick story before we start. Right before we started taping, Ivan was telling us how much of a fan of Star Trek he is. Specifically, Will Wheaton. You guys have had a chance to talk to him several times, right, Ivan?
Yes, and he knows knows Ivan by name. As he was going, Ivan loves to go to Comic Cons, and as Will goes around the Comic Con, if he sees Ivan, he will say, "Ivan, huh."
He's a wonderful guy. We've had the chance to meet him a few times and talk with him, and he has a lot of great causes and supports a lot of projects, and he's just a super down-to-earth guy. We love him in our community.
He knows Ivan's story. He knows Ivan's story of the hospital here.
Wow.
And so he was very supportive of Ivan's interview because he knows it ties to the hospital here too.
Yeah.
So
tell me a little bit about Ivan's story. Share with us, what he's shared with Will in the past. Tell us a little bit about Ivan.
Ivan was born, he has Dandy Walker syndrome and cerebral palsy, and so he was born missing part of his brain. And Ivan was adopted at 4.5 months old, and when we originally adopted him, he was not coming here. He was going to a hospital in Kentucky, and we were first told, actually with Ivan, that he would never talk, he would never be able to smile even. He would never do anything, and basically kind of did not give us much hope. But Ivan had such a spark, even at such a young age. And so we did not...
By using this device with my eyes.
As you can see, we did not give up hope. We came to Vanderbilt, and Vanderbilt, instead of saying he will never, they said, let's see what he could do. It was a whole different attitude, whole different outlook on life than any other hospital. And that's what makes them so special. They give you, there's always that realism of what there is, but they will do everything in their power. And look at my son. Look at my son. They have given him every opportunity. They've given him the keys, every chance. They have the best specialists. They will find a way. If there's a way to be found, they will find a way. And my son now speaks. Look at this.
This surprised me when we first met Ivan and talked about this because, and even just now, so he's navigating a screen.
By using this device with my eyes.
Yes, sir.
That is incredible. So you've been given the power of communication and speech by this group of doctors and child life specialists that allow you to communicate with a technology. Tell me about this technology.
By using this device with my eyes.
He has to focus because his brain is missing part of it. It takes him a little bit. So for him to go word by word would be a little bit more difficult. So we have to do phrases for him so he doesn't have to think so fast with his processing. So we do phrases on the screen, and he has to look at each block for so long, and he recognizes the symbols, and he has to dwell with his eyes on that block for so long for it to activate it, like clicking it with the mouse. But he navigates through each page, and he flips through all the pages. Sometimes he gets into his settings and tricks Mom. He's really good at that. But he has pages of all kinds of things. He has done all his school testing on this through the years. He does all his interview questions because the other thing we found through this hospital is that I learn things about my son every day, and again, that is due to this hospital. But the other thing we found that I never would have known, but it's because they have Seacrest Studios here too, is that he loves to interview celebrities. Never in a million years would I have dreamed that he loved to interview celebrities, but they gave him that opportunity too. And they said one day, do you think he would want to ask a question? And I was like, I don't know, we can try. We can program a question and try. And it was like it lit up a part of my son that I never dreamed existed. And I seen a spark in him, and it sparked something that has turned into this whole new side of him that has just took off and brought out so much, and it's just sparked into something incredible. And so it just, look at this. And I will tell you, you see this and you see this joy now, but my son has been very, very, very sick through the years. I have almost lost him so many times. And he has been in here on ventilators more times than I can count. And these doctors, these nurses, they have worked so hard to save him. And they have cried with me when we thought we would lose him. They have stood beside me. The The people that clean the rooms have came in and stood with me. The people that deliver trays. There is a young man here named Darnell that deliver trays to the rooms, and he has the most tender heart. He wrote a song for Ivan called Thrivin' Ivan, and at the end of it, it says, "I love you, Ivan." Where do you find that? Where do you find that heart? There's something special here that you just don't find anywhere else.
I will absolutely be your friend. Do you like to write emails and communicate that way? Can we play video games?
Yes.
Oh, please tell us a joke. You have a joke for us?
How do you put into words something that has given him so much? There's not enough words in this world that could ever describe how much love and how much gratitude I have for a place that has given my son so much. And it's the toys for that you all do, for example. I can't tell you how many Christmases and how many birthdays my son has spent here. And we live hours away from here. So it's not like I can just go out and go back home and get toys that we had under the tree for him. Or I can run out to the hospital, because when he's here, I don't leave him.
Sure.
I honestly don't leave his room most of the time. I very seldom, I'll maybe go get something to eat, but I don't like to leave him. So even my family traveling back and forth is hard. So what do you do when your kid's in the hospital and you can't do that? And then you have the financial aspect and you're scared and your kid's so sick, but you want to give them normalcy.
Hat? A lion. Hat.
Achoo.
Hatchu. Bless you. A nose karate. A pork chop.
You're so silly.
That is awesome.
What kind of music are we
And sometimes he gets so excited he'll repeat them. But this is my
It's an
son.
incredible gift.
But that is something that people don't think about too, that Child Life does, is they support them through the good and the bad times. It's not only the toys that they give them in the good times, but they embrace the parents in the very, very difficult times, and they embrace the families through it all. So they have supported me. There was times, one of the biggest times that they helped me and they advocated with me is he was on a ventilator and he wasn't breathing on his own, and the doctors weren't quite sure he was going to breathe on his own. And I was like, can we try music? Can we please try music? Child Life went and got a CD, and so we could try music. And so they ran and got a CD, and sure enough, when we tried music, it was like it kicked his brain in and he started breathing on his own, because music is powerful. But that's one of the things, like they advocate for families too, and they're there for families in every way. And so like I said, every part of this hospital is so powerful and so helpful.
Commanders, you have an opportunity to contribute to this project that supports families like this by scanning the QR code on the right-hand side of your screen, !tip or !donate in the Twitch chat. We've got links available on our website and in Discord for you to celebrate this season of Talking Trek Gives Back through the Jingle Toy Drive and the Christmas Angel Fund. Every little bit that you do contributes to this hospital being able to support families and patients like this all throughout the year. Ivan, I am so happy to have met you, and I know for a fact right now, as we speak to the thousands and thousands and thousands of people that are watching this broadcast right now, you have made many, many friends. And I'll tell you this, as you travel to the conventions, we have a ton of people that travel to the conventions as well. So when you guys are out and about and you're going to these conventions, take a look out for Ivan and see if you can find him and come up and say hello. He'll tell you a joke, and maybe if you're lucky, he'll introduce you to his celebrity friends. All right, Ivan, thank you so much for being here. Continue to be an amazing story, continue to be a shining light, and represent all of us nerds at all these conventions that you go to. Say hello to your friends for me, okay?
Thank you all for all that you do. Thank you so much.
More from Monroe Carell coming up right after this. We'll be back in just a few moments with so much more. More power, more stories, and more requests for your help. We'll be right back on Talking Trek Gives Back.
She is for sure my most outgoing. Friends with everyone, wants to talk to every single person. She is one of the most friendliest people you'll ever be around. We were planning a sleepover with all of her friends on her birthday. I don't know why I went in there actually, but I did. Sometimes I'll just check on her and see if she's sleeping. I opened up the door in there and she was laying on her bed, but she just it just almost felt like she was dead. I got it. My husband up, everybody up, and then that was just, let's go to the ER, which is an hour and a half away. Yeah, we went to the emergency room at the Monroe, Carell Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt. And I don't know how long the seizure was the first night, but that second night, I was an 18-minute seizure, and I videotaped a few minutes of the seizure. But yeah, it just changed our life overnight. She had to have a couple scans. So that's when we found the tumor, and we went in to see Dr. DeWan at Monroe Carell, and we walked in there, and he just said, when can we schedule this to get this out? This is going to greatly affect her motor skills long term. And it's so far into the motor strip that we can't leave it. We can't leave it.
This brain tumor on the left side of her brain was in a location that controlled things like arm movement, face movement, potentially even leg movement. It's every parent's worst nightmare. This is gonna be a big surgery, there's gonna be a lot of risks. This is a big problem, but this is a problem for which we have a solution.
Setting up for the surgery that morning, that was probably the most emotional, scary point of the whole process, because it's almost like you're saying goodbye to your kid and you don't know if they're gonna come back or come back the same way, right?
In surgeries like this, I often will perform what's called motor mapping. So for example, in Scarlett's situation, I was very eager to learn where those functions that controlled, say, arm movement or leg movement. And once I was able to map those directly on the surface of the brain, I could chart a safe path from the surface down to the depth where the tumor was located.
I guess I should have expected it, but after the surgery, said she wanted to help get herself onto the other bed.
I wanted to walk by myself. I didn't want anybody to help me.
She wasn't supposed to even be able to move the right side of her body, so she came out fighting.
We're in a great position with Scarlett. She has her tumor completely removed and her seizures are cured. I am very, very optimistic about Scarlett living a full, happy, healthy life from this point forward.
Kids are really strong and resilient, and they're warriors. Like Dr. DeWan said to Scarlett, you're a miracle and you're a fighter, and they are too. You don't want to forget, you don't want to forget those details and of the things that happened and just the miracle that it was.
Miracles happen every day inside that hospital, including the fact that Griffin is now green. All right, it's a Christmas miracle.
A Christmas nightmare is more like it. Here I am just crying my eyes out over Ivan and Scarlett, and
Let me tell you,
dang.
Let me tell you something about Ivan. Ivan was one of the most inspirational people I've ever met. I really wish that you guys could have gotten more of what came out of his machine. It didn't translate super well with the microphones, but man, he was telling so many great jokes. He asked us interview questions like he would ask of celebrities like Will Wheaton. He has had sit down. What did they tell us, Griffin? That he had sit down interviews with over a dozen sci-fi stars. All right.
Well, when Ivan came in to see us and his mom was there and they entered the room, got set up, and were doing the lighting and the microphones, set up the cameras, nobody told us that what level of communication Ivan was capable of. We just didn't know. And so when he started speaking to us, it's like I was literally floored. I had no expectation of anything like that happening. And what she said at the beginning of her story, how she's at another hospital and there was not an optimistic outlook for the future, and then finding another path to take and being connected with the doctors and specialists that Ivan has since been working with, and the life that is now afforded to him as a result of that kind of care. I mean, it is a real life miracle. And it's just very, very, very heartwarming.
Being surprised, being floored by his level of understanding and communication is an understatement. I again, it's kind of the same thing when you look at what he had access to on his screen and how he was navigating his screen to talk to us. It was so cool. I mean, and you knew he understood because he answered our questions as well. What an inspirational human that he is, and that whole family, and that would not have been possible without the care at Monroe Carell. And moreover, to specifically talk about what it is that we're doing right here, to specifically talk about what it is that we're working on up here, you heard his mom talk about how many birthdays, how many Christmases have been spent in that hospital, and donations from people like you have made a huge difference. If we take a look over here, we are at $15,775 with even more to come. We have our next segment, which, again, we're going to lighten it up for you just a little bit, all right? We know we're all over the place here tonight. But I think it's really, really good, not only to celebrate and hear some of the stories of triumph and heartbreak that come out of here, but also what happens inside this hospital that actually gives patients that sense of normality. This next segment is nothing short of amazing, heartwarming, and let me just say, I very much loved the kisses that I got towards the end of this video.
I was very jealous.
I got great lovies, and I'm going to share them with you right now. This is Talking Trek Gives Back. Welcome back, Commanders. Talking Trek continues to give back through the generosity of you guys in the chat. Thank you so much. Take a look at the QR code to your right, and you can use !tip, !donate throughout the Twitch chat, or find us on our socials and Discord for your ways to contribute toward this year's Christmas Angel Fund. Our next guest is incredible. I'm very, very excited about this. First of all, let me introduce Leslie Grissom. Hello, how are you?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, tell us about this young pup here.
Yeah, Squid is our 7-year-old gold Labrador Retriever that is our facility dog here at Monroe Carell, and he has been service dog trained, given to us by Canine Companions, who we partner with to help him through his career and support us during his time here.
Fantastic. What is the role of a facility dog? So a facility dog is, like I said, a service-trained dog. They are paired with a professional staff member, and in this case, with a psychosocial background here at our hospital. And he has gone through 2 years of intensive training. He starts at 8 weeks old and graduates at 2 from his dog college. And then a very rigorous application process and training that the handlers have to go through in order to understand the dog and the work that they do. And so being a facility dog and being paired with a staff member, the training was being on campus for a couple weeks to learn the theories and all the skills that they come with in order to provide being able to implement interventions for our patients and families and to meet their treatment goals. So when you talk about the intervention with patients and what he does to interact with patients, what is some of the stuff that Squid will do? I mean, is he trained like a traditional service animal to smell a blood inconsistency, and how is he able to service so many children?
Yeah, great question. There are so many different types of working dogs. He is one type of a working dog. His skill set is to help someone with maybe a disability, but in this case, because he was matched with the job here at the hospital and he connects with so many different patients, his skill set is used in a different way to help support them.
Tell me a little bit about what he will do with an individual patient. For example, I know here recently there was an example told to us when we were learning about Squid, about how he is able just to be a friend. I think a lot of patients, they love him, right? They call and they ask for time with him. They love just being friends with him. How does he help a patient getting ready to go through a procedure who might be nervous or something like that? What does he do for them? Just show up and be a friend?
Yeah, so we collaborate and communicate with our providers and the staff members here who identify a patient who would benefit from Squid's presence, from his skill set. And so we get into a situation where we're assessing what would best be beneficial for that patient to meet the treatment goal needs. That could be anything from lowering anxiety, pain management, motivation to move or to engage. A lot of times this is a scary environment for children because they don't know. It's just different and it's not home. So bringing Squid into a situation where he normalizes and they go, oh, I know what that is, and that increases their confidence and elevates their mood because they see a dog, and it allows them to share stories about their dog. So they are engaging naturally. It's not anything we had to ask them. They just start sharing, and it makes them feel like their authentic self. Sometimes it's just looking at him. Sometimes it's just petting him. Sometimes it's he's been used as a bolster before, and he does a lot of support for our echocardiogram, the kids that need those tests, and he'll be up on the table, and kids have to be up on their side, and so he'll crawl in behind them and he'll just be their bolster. They'll lean against them
a little bit. If he is working so diligently here at the hospital, I'm sure that his care is very much like ours, where we can work hard, but we've got to play hard too. What does Squid do to relax? You mentioned running the zoomies, just running.
So self-care for Squid is very important. We have to take breaks. He needs his quiet time because it's a really important thing for me to have learned is his behavioral cues. He'll give me cues that, hey, I'm stressed a little bit. We just got done with a couple procedures and we need a break. Or so I'll just understand that behavior, and he'll go in the office and just be quiet for a while, and then we'll go out again. But self-care is really important. Just any kind of noise or stimulation can, he's attuned to that. So it's very important to have quiet time, but also playtime.
He just celebrated a birthday.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah. He just had his 7th birthday, and you guys had a party. Tell me about this party.
We had a party.
Yeah, that's what I hear. It was a big to-do.
So this was his golden birthday because he was born on November 7th. He turned 7, and he was born in 2017. So it was a really big celebration. He's been here for 3, 4, 5, 6 for 4 of his birthdays. So it's a long time, but celebrating Squid's birthday it was really fun for everyone to come together. It's a great time to socialize and a big time for others to meet Squid and engage and celebrate. And it's a team thing. So he is for everyone, and this is being in that kind of party situation. He's able to meet so many more kids at a time.
You had mentioned a minute ago just patients being able to look at him. That was the first thing I noticed when he walked in were his eyes. They and I don't know if we're going to be able to get a real good shot of this, but he has the most gentle face. His eyes are just deep and loving. Squid, I would love to experience some of your skills. So can we show the audience a little bit?
Yeah. So I'm just going to say STEP is one we use like with kids in wheelchairs, or if they can't reach in, we'll put a little bench right there and he'll step up so they can.
Well, that's awesome.
So that's STEP, but
Hello. Hello.
That's not what we're going to do.
That is okay. I love it.
Shake.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Good job. High five.
High five.
High five.
Nice.
That's how we switch hands.
Yes.
Or paws, I should say.
Leslie, thank you so much for introducing us to Squid. He is a marvel, just an absolutely amazing. I can see why he is so popular here at the hospital with the patients. Amazing. Keep doing amazing work. And community, I just want to again reiterate some of the amazing stories, the amazing people, and the amazing ideas that exist here at Monroe Carell that you guys are helping to support with this year's Christmas Angel Fund. Please scan the QR code on the right-hand side of your screen and consider any amount of donation, because as we strive to provide all of the patients this year with gifts around the holiday season, I would imagine that our friend Squid is absolutely no exception. If he was picking out a Christmas present, he was putting something on the list, what would he like this year for Christmas?
A squishy, squeaky toy.
A squishy, squeaky toy, and you guys can do your part. Exclamation point tip, exclamation point donate. You can scan the QR code on the right-hand side of your screen. Please, guys, thank you so much for continuing your support as Talking Trek continues to give back. Leslie, thank you so much for taking time with us today.
Thanks for having us.
And we'll have more right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Squid, let's go. Good boy. Good boy. He was bred and trained to do this job. Jump. Come on. Come on.
Hi, Squid.
You are helping us train Squid because he's still learning. You know, this is his 4th week here.
Aww. Nope.
Does he feel soft?
Yeah.
The Better Cities for Pets program will provide a dedicated therapy dog right here at Children's Hospital.
A facility dog is very effective in children's hospitals for children and families who are in high anxiety situations.
We are headed into the training room. Oh, look! Leslie's name right there.
The facility dog has a handler or a mom and an aunt when mom has to be away. And those handlers go to an extensive training, learning commands and how to be effective in the clinical setting.
Sweet push.
We also think that there's going to be a great role for the dog in terms of supporting staff who have to do a really hard job.
That human-animal bond, there's just a reaction to it. They give love and care and support in an unconditional manner that it's going to put kids in a happy place.
It feels good to get to connect with the dog. It feels so good.
He is an employee. He is coming to work to meet the needs of his patients, his families. He's ready to work. He's waiting for me to catch up to him. We couldn't have done this without our pet care. I'm very grateful for this opportunity to bring the healing power of pets to our patients and families.
Yo, Squid! He was the hero, man! Squid was awesome! Oh, I love Squid!
He was incredible. Griffin, Squid was one of the most fun bits of that day that we got to experience. He was absolutely incredible. And some of the skills that we got to see was equally as incredible, but nothing like him stepping out of the command to just give me lovies.
That's because you have peanut butter on your cheek.
Shut
up. we had just eaten lunch. You ran out of napkins and you have food smeared all over your chin. Of course you're going to get a dog to lick your face.
Whatever. He loved me. He loved me. Squid was incredible. And moreover, seeing his interaction with patients, it's every bit of what you saw with that video. You saw him be supportive. You saw him provide physical support. You saw him just light up a child's face when they got to pet and spend time. He's very popular around there. Very popular.
And a very integral part of the self-care and healthcare and group care of the entire department there. Squid is well sought after, often fully booked, and just an instrumental part of the normalcy, as you heard, of bringing some normalcy and some everyday life into the patients day to day while they're in that hospital. So thank God for Squid and his
great.
handler and the other service dog. Is incredible.
You know, I'll tell you, as you had just mentioned, he does stay very, very booked up, which again is a huge credit to how this hospital feels about you, community, that we were able to snag about 20, 30 minutes with Squid. Because he does come to work. I mean, he shows up in the morning, he goes home in the evening, 5, sometimes 6 days a week, and has a full list of patients that he's scheduled to see, just like any physician. So the fact that we got to spend a little bit of time with him was absolutely incredible. And it was just so cool to experience that. And again, just one of the extra programs that this hospital has. It's absolutely incredible.
And a shout out to Lee Ellen for making that and all of these interviews happen. Lee Ellen was a hero. She booked all of these for us, including Squid. So all we had to do is show up in one of our cases with ketchup on our cheek and get these interviews in the can. So thank you, Lee Ellen.
We are going to take a very quick break over on Twitch because we still have more to come. So don't go anywhere. Talking Trek continues to give back right after these words. Griffin, I did not have ketchup on my face. If you remember,
you did too.
We had taco.
Oh, you had taco sauce on your face. It was Taco
sauce,
Bell.
yeah.
That's right. You had taco sauce on your face.
It was taco sauce.
You're right.
Guys, thank you so very much. Don't want to forget, as you guys are enjoying this, the community donations, the QR code over here on the right-hand side of your screen. I know that you guys have been enjoying the programming and really watching that, but please don't forget the work that we've got. As we are waiting just a moment, Griffin, I will pop back up on the screen the goals that Arian has set for the community. And actually, while we are waiting for our audience to come back from break, I also want to, let's see if I can find this very quickly. Griffin, the final images came back from the auction that we're going to be launching. And if I'm not mistaken, Lee Ellen has got those things scheduled to start this coming week. All right, so yeah, here we go. Here are the auction frames. That is happening this coming week. Let me get this. Where did that? Oh, they're in Arian's text message. That's why I couldn't find it. Okay, so this is happening this coming week. Just so you guys can get an idea about what is happening, we've got these auctions that are scheduled to start. These are the photo frames that we got taken while we were at ST Nash. All of these celebrity and cast made these products specifically for this auction for the Children's Hospital. That is going to be starting up this week. This one from Elias Tufexis. You'll recognize him as Locke of the dynamic duo Mull and Locke from season 5 of Discovery. He was an amazing interview. What a great guy.
He was so gracious that DJ completely forgot to push record on the first 30-minute interview. So the next day, he actually came in and did the whole damn thing again with us.
He did. I messed up. I messed up the first interview. His microphone was never on. So he agreed to sit down and do it again. And the biggest joke about that was the fact that he was like, dude, I read pages of script. Like, I do stuff over and over and over and over again every single day. This one's fun. So yeah. I had to redo that one. So that one is the first one there. We also have from Bonnie Gordon, the voice of the Protostar. This is a great photo right here. And I really like this because you guys have been making fun of me in the community about being an aft man. So, yeah, there's Bonnie Gordon checking out the aft of the USS Protostar from Star Trek Prodigy. That one will be available on the site as well. From Gabrielle Ruiz, she actually provided 2 of them to us. Stay Vulcan as a mother friend. Sincerely, Gabrielle Ruiz and to Lynn. So that one right there is going up, and here's the next shot from hers. Which is going to be absolutely incredible. This is going to be available on an auction site that we are going to be sharing with all of you guys here very, very soon. These are going to start at low prices. Griffin, I think we had, I don't even remember. Arian, you will recall. What did we have these set to start at? It was $50, I think, right? But I mean,
$50 for those. Yep.
$50 is where they start, but guys, they're worth so much more than that. That will be up, and tell me, we've got those that are going to be up for auction for like 8 or 9 days, I think, right? So you've got a little bit of time.
Yeah.
So that is going to be launching this coming week, and it'll be open actually ending right before Christmas so that we can get everything set up and taken care of for the kids, just like our fundraiser here. It's not limited to tonight. All right. Although we are making you aware of everything that we're doing tonight, we're looking for that big push tonight. But don't stress. You have until December 23rd to hit that $100,000 if you want us to actually do an obstacle course. There was this one also, Griffin, from Anson Mount, which is this is such a great photo right here. This one is such an amazing.
Well, number one, he's very photogenic. I saw
is.
him from behind. I saw him from the side. I saw him bending over.
Look at that hair.
Every angle from Anson Mount, he's like an A+ talent.
Look
in
at
terms
that
of
hair,
how, just
man.
how he looks.
He's great, and he signed this specifically for the giveaway. Anson Mount's photograph framed will start at $100. Arian, this is the big one. All right. Tell the community a little bit about what we've got going on here. This one is going to start where? I don't even remember where we started it at. This was going to start at what? Was it 500 or 1,000? I don't remember.
I believe it's 1,000.
This one's going to be starting at 1,000. By the way, this is a full custom frame job. This is the matting that's in there. We've got the frame on the outside, but this is our ST Nash T-shirt right here. They put an image of the front of the T-shirt down here along with the actual authentic and excellent grade letter of authenticity right here, Griffin. This is big, okay? This document right here adds so much value to this particular auction piece. And and it is included in that frame as well, the actual letter of authenticity with all of these amazing signatures, including Anson Mount, Jess Bush, Gates McFadden, all right, David Ajala, Eugene Cordero, Ethan Peck, Doug Jones, Soniqua Martin Green is on here, among so many others. And, of course, the Green Griffin on the sleeve, all right, which is...
Well, and I was going to say, and we did not sign it so as to not lower the value.
Fair, very fair point. We did not sign it because we didn't want to destroy the value on that thing. That auction piece is going to start coming up here in just a couple of days, and you guys will have a chance to add this to your Star Trek collection. It's absolutely incredible, and we're very excited about sharing that. As a matter of fact, the good folks over at ST Nash have asked us to send them that information when it becomes available, as they also want their Star Trek cast and actors to be aware that this is what we are doing with their donated signatures. So
good.
Really
That'll help us for next year for sure.
Yeah,
I love
absolutely.
that. And remember, everybody, the frame alone that DJ's elected to purchase for that shirt is worth like $500. So
it was more than that.
You know it was what?
Yeah.
How much did you spend to frame this thing?
For all 6 of those, I spent like $2,000.
That's why we don't put you in charge of purchasing. How many T-shirts did you bring to Nashville?
50.
How many did you bring back from Nashville?
40. 30.
You're the worst.
I am the worst. So bad.
Okay, but to be fair, he had those like special glass, so the like UV protection, and there's like all this.
I got the museum glass on it. That's right.
Yeah.
That's museum glass, or like the museum plexiglass. All right.
So it'll last you a long time if you elect to purchase one of these pictures
Swami
or that
says,
shirt. It's
thank
definitely
you,
taken care of.
Swami. He says frames are expensive. Just look at the event store. Okay, I agree.
Oh, that's very well spotted. Yes, you're
Very
exactly
good.
right.
All right. Our audience is back from commercial break. We still have so much more to get to. Why don't we go ahead and hop right back in, shall we? Talking Trek is going to continue to give back. You can use the codes, !tip, !donate, or use the QR code on your screen as we continue to explore the humans and the amazing heroes and the inspirational stories that exist at Monroe Carell Junior Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt. But first, a very special message.
Hey, Talking Trek community, it's Beck here. As you guys know, this holiday season is all about giving. You guys blow us away every single year with the just sheer amount of generosity that you continue to show to others in need. Our game team at Star Trek Fleet Command is super stoked to be able to partner alongside you in giving $12,000 to the children at Monroe Carell Children's Junior Hospital, to both those children and their families. Every single day, this community continues to show us just how incredible and remarkable and powerful they are whenever they're wanting to make a change for good. I'm not just talking about in-game, but I'm talking about out-of-game. Being able to just witness and be a part of this community has been nothing short of amazing. We're really looking forward to seeing the rest of this stream, and thank you guys again for being just the absolute best community that I have ever come to know. From us to you guys, happy holidays.
Good afternoon, Commanders. Welcome back. Talking Trek continues to give back. We are very, very excited to welcome our next guest as we get ready to wrap up what has been just an absolutely phenomenal couple of days at Monroe Carell Junior Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt. Our next guests are amazing, amazing people. And you may remember that we have talked to families like this in the past. And so as we continue with our campaign, as we ask you to scan the QR code over on the right-hand side of your screen or use !tip, !donate in the Discord, visit our websites, visit the socials as you can do your part for this year's Christmas Angel Fund. We are continuing to try to raise funds to support an amazing institution that supports families like these. I would like to introduce to you Megan and Kadasta. Hello, how are you ladies?
I'm good. How are you?
I am fantastic. Thank you so much for taking some time to be here with us today. I wanted to spend a little bit of time to get to know you and talk about your relationship with Monroe Carell. You've been a patient here for a number of years, I guess, right?
A long time.
A long time. Tell us a little bit about how you were introduced to Monroe Carell.
Basically, long story short, I woke up with a huge headache and I passed out, and they called the 911 and I got sent here. Yep.
So you got sent here for what was a headache, we thought was a headache, right, Kadasta? My understanding was that in the beginning it was just kind of a headache, just something that kind of started to nag at her a little bit and progressively got worse. As her mom, you saw this and probably became concerned at a certain point. What made you decide to call the hospital?
Well, she was laying in the bed beside of me and she was trying to vomit and she couldn't get it up, and so she passed out in my arms. And I called the ambulance and they came to get her, and she was lifeless as they took her out of our home. And they rushed her here, and when I got here, they told me to go directly to the family room. And I didn't know what being sent to a family room meant, but I knew that it was not good. And there I was met by my husband, and she was in a room getting checked out by the doctor. They had taken her for a CT scan, and a doctor came in and told us that she was bleeding in the brain, but they did not know where, and they needed our consent to put a drain in her brain. Her brain she had bled from the cerebellum all the way to the frontal lobe of her brain during a short period of time of like an hour. And
they took her back for another CT scan, and that is when the doctor came in and then told us that she needed to go to surgery right then, that we did not have time for a roadmap. And I remember signing the paper, and they took her away. We went up to the 3rd floor and waited while she had emergency brain surgery. And she came out 8 hours later and went to the PICU. And then we got to see her.
This was in one day, right? She woke up with a headache.
Yeah.
And the end of the day, you were having brain surgery.
Yeah.
Did she hit her head, or was there anything?
No.
What did they say could have caused such an injury?
She was born with it. It's called an arteriovenous malformation. So what that is, it's an entanglement of arteries and blood vessels in your brain, and you can have them anywhere actually in the body, but hers was in her cerebellum. And it ruptured. So that's what was causing the bleeding on her brain. So during the surgery, they had to remove that. She had to come out into the PICU with the drain being in her brain for an additional 7 days.
Oh, wow.
And they could not tell us what to expect because, as you know, with the brain, everybody is different. Everybody's brains are differently. So they just, pretty much told us that to hope for the best.
When she woke up, you were able to recognize your mom? Were you able to see her? Do you remember much about when you woke up?
No, not much. I mean, I can remember bits and pieces of it. I just can't really put the story fully together.
Once she woke up and there were signs that she was able to respond, that became obviously a huge relief. And then, so the medical science had prevailed up to that point, but then became a really different kind of journey, right? You had you and your husband and your 3 other siblings?
Yes.
And they're all wondering what's happening, right? Tell me a little bit about the questions that your family had. I mean, Megan's in a hospital room, but you had 4 other patients to take care of, her siblings and your husband as well, right?
They were just pretty much like, what's going on? Is she going to make it? Is she going to be okay? What is this? Is it hereditary? Is it, what is this? Because we had never heard of this before. To be honest, when the doctor, told me about it, I was like, what? This is such a thing? So I immediately started doing research to find out what I could about it. So every day that her doctor came in to do rounds, I had a new set of questions about this.
Tell me a little bit about the stuff that you like to do before you were hospitalized. Were you a big athlete? Did you dance? Tell me a little bit about what you did up until your life changed.
I did dance. My mom put me in dance when I was 3.
Oh, nice.
I was in school, of course. I don't really remember a lot. I have short-term memory loss.
Okay.
Just from everything that happened. I remember that I was a happy, joyful kid. Nothing seemed wrong with me until that day.
How has your school life, because you're back in school, right? You're still dancing.
Yes.
Yeah. How has your activity load changed after the accident?
It's definitely been very hard and a lot of battles in my brain of was it my fault, or why did this happen, or why do I have to take this medication, or why do I have to do this test, or go to this doctor. But I've kind of embraced it because I love my doctors. They're so nice. And I love Vanderbilt. Everyone's so nice here. So I've kind of just tried to make the best of it and hadn't let it stop me. Even in dance today, yes, I do more than I did before. It does make it hard. It really does, especially like balancing and stuff. But I don't really let that stop me from like trying my best and just doing what I need to do.
As you were recovering, the team here at Monroe Carell was instrumental. The child life specialist here, it's an amazing team of what they've been able to put together. And that's how we became associated or became aware of the programs here at Monroe Carell was through Child Life and learning about some of the stuff that they do to help families, the whole family. You know, you had physical needs after the surgery, but you just mentioned there were a lot of questions that you had, you know, why did this happen and how did this happen? And certainly I'm sure your understanding of what did happen was different than yours.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about the role of Child Life in both of your recoveries.
The questions didn't really appear till like I wouldn't say I fully recovered because I haven't fully recovered, but like I more recovered than I have until like 5 or 6 years after the questions started forming. And I was like, well, why did this happen? And I started becoming more curious of it and more interested in medical stuff. Because in that moment I felt so hopeless. And like I couldn't help myself, basically. Like I couldn't prevent this or anything. So, I mean, I don't really remember the child life specialist, to be honest. But
I'm sure you do.
They helped a great deal because they would come in. So Megan had a favorite American Girl doll, and her name was Alice. So she slept in the bed with Megan every single day that she was here. So Child Life would come in, and they would make sure that Alice was always there, and she had a blanket, and that she had the hair bow and had everything else. But they would also send in music therapy, which was a godsend to us. Megan had seizures right when she woke up from the PICU, and Child Life, along with music therapy, would come in and they would sing and play music, and it would calm her, and she would just be so relaxed. And without them, there would be days that I don't know how we would made it through her having as many seizures as she did have, because I mean it would just be from the fluorescent lights or them having to change an IV, and Child Life was right there with us along with music therapy to help it make it easier for her and for me, because it was traumatic for me. I didn't like her to go through that and then having to see her sit there and have seizure after seizure, and they're having to give more meds, and I'm like, you know, what are we going to do? So those two departments would come in, and they made it instrumentally easier for my husband and I emotionally to be there more for her. So that way we weren't the ones always breaking down either, to be there for her. And yeah, I can't say enough good things. And they have supported us numerous times that we've been back here. We've had to come back inpatient several times. They come to the room, and they bring games, and they bring toys and coloring books and just anything that you can imagine that's in their box of tricks, is what I like to call it. Yeah. They do. And they're just awesome.
Commanders, that box of tricks is what we're working on this year. That is the warehouse that we're trying to fill up. Last year, this community did some crazy stuff for the Jingle Toy Drive here, and that largely has been what brought us back this year, were stories like yours, and the fact that every time that we have these conversations. You know, we've spoken with Ivan now, we've spoken with Chase. Every single one of them say the same thing, is that there was always a toy. There was always a coloring book. There was always music. And that is what you guys are helping with here. Exclamation point tip and exclamation point donate. Scan the QR code and do your part, because those items are the ones that are making a difference with families like yours. No, you had mentioned you're still a patient here, right?
Yes.
You get to go home and you're living your life, but you are still involved with your doctors and nurses here, right?
Yes.
Your family has chosen to be an ambassador for this program here at Monroe Carell. Tell me a little bit about what that is. Why did you want to be an ambassador for this hospital?
I want to help other people, and I want to make other people be happy.
For me, I want to give back. I want to give back to the hospital that gave us our daughter back for a second time. Because without them, I would not have her. Because if there is a difference I can make in anybody's life, any family, to give them hope, to give them, faith, anything, love, I want to be able to give that to them.
The Child Life team here seems to embody that.
Yes.
Giving to families and supporting the whole patient experience.
Yes.
And it's amazing to see the support that this program has, that this hospital has, from families like yours. We heard earlier today some of the letters and thank you cards that have been written back to this hospital by patients and families in the past. And it just seems like this is so much more than just a hospital. If you had to describe Monroe Carell in a few words as something other than a hospital, how would you describe it?
It's a family. You truly become family with your doctors, with your nurses, everybody here. Like, they all give you support. Like they always make the best out of the worst situations. Even when you're having something, a treatment done, and you don't like it, they'll still make it fun the best way they can. And no matter what doctor or nurse it is, they will try their best to make it fun for you.
If you were taking a minute, Mom, to speak to our audience, because right now there are thousands and thousands of people that either have already contributed to this hospital or are getting ready to, based on the next words that come out of your mouth. Why should Monroe Carell be the place that they help this year?
It's an important cause for me because it gives you and your family a chance to think about something other than what is going on directly in front of you. It was a time for bonding with her and I in some of those projects and some of those things. Just the smallest thing is just the colors or a small stack of Legos. That means that you're getting that child and that family's mind off of sometimes the most worst thing that can happen in their lives, sometimes the worst day of their life. And you are giving them that hope and that distraction to know that better days are coming.
We ask you guys to make your difference this year. Use the QR code on your screen right now. Use the commands in the chat, visit the socials, look at the Discords, and do your part for this year's 2024 edition of the Christmas Angel Fund, where you guys are creeping ever closer to filling the entire jar, taking care of every floor of all the patients, and even the extra gaming cards and the extra technology that we were talking about earlier. This is all going to be made possible with your donations this year. This is not a forever campaign. It's not something that we're going to look forward to doing in 5 years. This is here and now, and touching these patients and their families here and now.
please use the QR code on your screen right now and do your part. We have so much more that we want to share with you, but not enough time to do it all. We're going to come back here to Monroe, Carell in just a few minutes to get ready to wrap up our amazing visit and celebrate the Talking Trek season of giving. I want to thank both of you guys for taking the time to be with us here today. Thank you for sharing your story. Your story is incredible, and your recovery is amazing, and the strength of your family is inspirational. Thank you so much for taking the time with us, and thank you guys for watching. We'll be back with more right after this on Talking Trek Gets Back.
If you don't connect with that, you should be in a hospital yourself because your heart doesn't work. That young woman and mom were such a delight and an inspiration to speak with. And watching the sidelines as DJ is doing the interview was just absolutely nothing short of breathtaking, terrifying, and spectacular, all in one.
It was... Yeah. Breathtaking is probably the right word. I fail to fully... I can't fully understand what I witnessed there. What I witnessed was someone faced with an insurmountable amount of obstacle who questions and blames herself for a birth defect, searching for answers. I mean, the same thing that all of us do about something in our life, searching for answers, looking for the reasons, and her search being so much more profound and thinking under the false illusion that it's self-inflicted, and then not stopping, and then researching and learning and overcoming to be a champion and a beacon of hope for other people like her. She might be one of the most amazing humans that I've ever met. And her and her mom are true champions. And I understand why we got to meet with them this year. They are wonderful ambassadors. They are amazing storytellers. And their story about this hospital is truly inspirational. This is what we're involved in, guys. This is what we're doing.
Well, and not to give a false sense that Megan is in a state of blaming herself, because that's not the case. But that thought exploration is now happening. And in fact, we heard from the administrators who were chaperoning our interview after the fact that they had never really heard her develop that portion of her story before and really look at it from that third person perspective and start to really unpack and analyze as a teenager moving from adolescence into adulthood, what really happened, how did it really affect me, why am I still, all of these life questions that all of us ask in some form or another.
Yeah.
And just watching that transformation of this beautiful soul partake on that adventure. She will find her answers, but she is optimistic, sweet, affirmative, and here to fight every single day. And she takes nothing for granted, as you saw in that video on her recovery. So just an incredible person.
She was inspirational. And I saw Putz saying, how were you even holding it together? No idea. I was teasing Griffin after the fact that I just was pinching myself all throughout a lot of these interviews just to try to keep it together and do what we were there to do, which is to bring you these amazing stories. So as we get ready to wrap up, let's explore what just happened right before the break.
A lot happened. A lot of good stuff happened, and some incredible things happened.
Right before the break, you guys saw her. The wonderful and amazing Beck Likes Plans appeared on our stage and represented Star Trek Fleet Command as they work alongside the community to not take care of one floor, but two this year with an amazing, incredible donation of $12,000.
Thank you, Beckmas.
Wow. Guys, that brings our total to $27,910. But that wasn't all. Benny Hill's Ghost came in and dropped in another $25 to the Christmas Angel Fund.
I like ghosts. I like Benny Hill. I like Benny Hill's Ghost.
I like Benny Hill's Ghost too. Alan, Merry Christmas to the Christmas Angel Fund, dropping in $100 to the Christmas Angel Fund. Thank you.
Yes, Al.
Absolutely. And that's not all. Captain Shaw came in and didn't say no today. Today, Captain Shaw said yes and put $5 in to the Christmas Angel Fund. Thank you so very much, Captain Shaw. Very good.
Nice.
And then right before the break, Sin of the Dark came in and dropped $5 into the Christmas Angel Fund. Thank you so very, very much. And just now, breaking news coming in, Silver Tab with a $50 donation to the Christmas Angel Fund.
What's up, Silver Tab? How you doing, man?
Thank you so very much, Silver Tab. That is awesome as well. Thank you. And let's see. We'll get that one popped up on the screen, putting us at $28,060 and 68% through floor number 5. And then Average Joe comes in with another $100.
All right. Nothing average about that.
Thank you very much, Average Joe, with a $100 donation. And that puts us at 68% through floor number 5. $28,060, which means, Griffin, we are $1,940 away from finishing our 5th floor, halfway to our goal this year.
Didn't we start on like partway through floor 2 today?
Yeah, $9,000.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Isn't it crazy? we had what, $8,900 or $9,000?
Yeah, $9,000.
You guys have done $19,000 here today.
Amazing.
Absolutely incredible. And we still have more time to go. The drive not ending for almost another 2 weeks, but we do still have more to come. Thank you guys so very much. Take a look at the QR code on the right-hand side of your screen, and you can use that code to give directly to Monroe Carell Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt to get your tax write-off receipt. You can do that. You can use !tip, !donate, and that will come through our side. But if you use that QR code, it goes directly to the Jingle Toy Drive and their website, where we've been monitoring that all night long. Thank you guys so very much.
DJs doesn't have to pay thousands of dollars of taxes in February.
Yeah, Tarpy wants to know who subsidized the onion trucks for stream today.
Yeah.
Nobody. That's on you guys. Guys, we have one more segment to bring you. You're not going to want to miss this. This is epic and maybe, possibly, just as powerful as anything that you've seen here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been our distinct honor to bring you Talking Trek Gives Back. Let's get in and wrap this thing up, shall we? Welcome back, Commanders, as we get ready to wrap up Talking Trek Gives Back 2024. What an emotional, powerful, magical couple of days. Thank you guys so very much for your hospitality here. Lee Ellen, you did nothing short of amazing work in lining up everything and coordinating all these amazing people for us to talk to today. These people really, really care about Monroe Carell. Like, it is apparent, not just from the people who work here, but the patients. They love the people here. That is no accident. Mm-hmm. It can't be, right?
Something that I've loved about just this connection that happened a year ago when we first got that email from you and had our first meeting, we immediately saw the desire and the attentive to detail, to care, and to just really support and rally around our hospital. It's been beautiful to witness people that we've never met, that maybe have never even been to the state of Tennessee, and yet you have poured so much love and support into our hospital for our patients to make every day special for them through toys and coloring and gaming. Hearing kids having fun in a children's hospital is shocking.
Yeah.
To see kids smiling and just enjoying themselves and having wonderful things to say, and that is not an accident. It's very intentional to make this place feel different. And your community, the Talking Track community, has just absolutely wrapped us in so much love and support, and we're so grateful that this started a year ago, and we're so happy that you came back for year 2, and we're just so appreciative and we can't imagine Monroe Carell without Talking Track anymore.
I know, it's crazy. I mean, and when we talk today about some of the stuff that it is that we're looking for, I mean, from green crayons and maybe some yellow ones, all right, to slime and CDs, music seems super important here. And then Squid, what a champion. Like, I mean, you guys have really thought of the whole patient experience. I know that's something that we've talked about a lot in the past, Mark, is that it's not just a medical institution, like, or maybe it is, but there's so much more than physical science that happens here.
Well, and I think what is that even stood out as I listened to your interviews today, every single one of those patients, every single one of those care team members, they work in tandem with a physician. And the doctors care that these patients have access to play, that these patients have access to things that help them process emotionally what they're going through at a kid level. And so I think just thank you to your team and commanders for allowing that to continue to happen. It does not fall short on me that you all are filling a true need here at our hospital.
It's absolutely incredible. It's amazing. And I want to thank all of you for watching our special presentation this year. It has been nothing short of magical producing it. It's been nothing short of powerful being here amongst these care providers and even the patients, the children. Shout out to my boy Kenneth. All right, just dabbing it up out there. All right, Lily, expert trash talker. We've had so much fun today. We've had so much fun, and I couldn't wish any more for you guys to get to experience the kind of emotion and the kind of hope that exists inside of this hospital. It's absolutely incredible. So, listen, do your part, all right? Get involved. It doesn't have to be opening a wallet. It can be volunteering. It can be singing songs. It can be showing up for the flashlights down on the sidewalks. It's truly amazing what you can do to get involved with your local children's hospital, your local care facility. But for those of you who want to support what we're doing here, then I ask you to take a look at that QR code on your screen. All right, scan it. The number has risen. It's grown all night long. We are not done yet. Mark, there was a bet made that if we actually hit the goal this year, I have to shave my head and my eyebrows.
Wow. Who gets to do that honor?
We haven't made it there yet.
We got to hit the goal first.
We got to hit the goal first. But yeah, we haven't.
Make this dream a reality.
Yeah, no, it's nobody's dream. I can promise you that. But it is going to happen. You guys are going to get to see this because I have no doubt. I have absolutely no doubt that you guys are going to hit this goal this year. You're going to smash it like you do every single year, because what we have seen here today still is not even a scratch of what is offered at Monroe Carell. We've seen some last year. We thought we had an idea. And this year, Griffin and I were talking earlier just about it's so different what we got to see this year, and it's still not everything. So thank you guys so much for hosting us again. Commander, scan the QR code on your screen, !tip, !donate. Find the socials, do the donations. The National Week of Giving is coming, where your employer can do a match. We invite you to do that. Get on in here, buddy.
Hey, man.
Hey, get on in here, buddy.
Hey,
What's
everybody.
he doing?
How's it going?
He's not green, or is he?
You never know. That could happen in post.
That could happen happen in post.
You were talking about shaving this, and maybe we can come back, and maybe Leellen can do this half and this eyebrow, and Mark would do that half and that eyebrow.
Don't push your luck,
But
pal.
before we go away, I have to say something. Mark mentioned that he's in the middle of purchasing a home. I don't know if you've considered having a pergola in your backyard.
No, listen, we are not getting into this.
No, we do. We got to talk about the pergolas. I am putting a pergola in my backyard.
Oh my God!
And it's a major production. Unfortunately,
stop
with the hurricanes. By the way, shout out to Paradise Grills.
No,
Luz,
would
Florida.
you stop this?
You too can own the pergola of your dreams for just a short amount of money. But because of the hurricanes in Florida this year that went all the way up to Nashville, there are new permits that I need to apply for, and I'm not going to be able to put my pergola in this year. It's probably going to be January, February.
Oh, what a shame.
Well, it is a shame, in fact, and unfortunately that has freed up a little spending capital on my behalf.
Oh, you're getting ready to do something crazy,
And
aren't you?
so, since I don't have all that money going into my pergola this year, I would like to offer a challenge, DJ, to our community.
Oh boy.
Not only the individuals watching, but as well as the partner businesses that are watching, maybe those at home who have an employer who matches in the month of December. Because I have that free capital, I am going to pledge $30,000 as a match to this program, and that's for your matches at home, and that's for your business matches at home for the first $30,000 that we raise this year, and we're already at $8,000. Get Eviscerated Incorporated is going to come in and match dollar for dollar the first 30 grand.
Sam.
I'm sorry, time out.
Oh, hey, Putz.
I'm the math guy.
Hi, Putz.
Did you just say $30,000, not $3,000?
No, $30,000, dollar for dollar match.
Pergola cost.
You don't want to. However, if you want to know how much your pergola can cost,
This is
definitely reach out to Paradise Grills, Wesley Chapel, Florida. They can set you up.
So we will get him checked out for mental incompetence later before we leave.
So let's get this done, everybody. We have a goal of $60,000 to match minimum in order to take care of how many hospital floors? 13?
13 floors.
So
thousands and thousands of patients.
So
and
let's not do 60, let's do 70, let's do 80, but take advantage of that that match. It's on the table, ready to go between now and Christmas.
We're shocked.
Yellen, Mark, thanks for having us. Really appreciate it. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Now back to Ultimate DJs.
Sam.
I know, my heart stopped.
And that's all, folks.
You just left DJ's.
That is
All
probably
right.
the first time that's ever happened. DJ being
Community,
speechless.
the challenge is afoot. Thank you so much for watching our special presentation of Talking Trek Gives Back 2024 in support of Monroe Carell Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt. We're so excited to have you along. Let's get this done for all of us here at Monroe Carell's. My name is Ultimate DJs. This is Talking Trek. Take care, Commanders. We'll see you next time. Yeah. You guys all make your jokes about a speechless DJ. But wouldn't you be? Wouldn't you be?
That's impressively large. That was impressively large.
That is impressively large. Arian, $30,000 challenge to the community. And golly, we are almost there. Like, seriously, in order for Griffin to give the full $30,000, we need $1,915 still to go into the pot. I listen, we've got to fix this now. I've got to fix this. I don't even know what did we just do, Arian? I can't even do math that fast.
You've done it again. You've done it again. You've lost track of the whole show. We don't even know where we're at now.
I can't do math that fast. So let's see. We just did, hold on. We finished floor number 5. That would take it down to 28. Then we finished floor number 6. That would take it down to 22. Then we finished floor number 7, which would take it down to 14. Then we finished floor number 8, which would take it down to 8. Then we finished floor number 9. So that would be floors 1 through 9 are now
Plugster,
complete.
$250 coming in hot. Plugster 1.
1 through 9 now complete. All right, hang on. I'm still trying to fix. So we just did floors 1 through 9.
Yeah.
Am I figuring that up right? So that means we're now working on floor number 10.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I think what 410 is done, but you can rewind the tape and figure that out. I think you're like right there.
So wait. 6, 12, 24, 32. So it'd be 20. Save. Okay.
Please hold, everybody.
Would you
doing it live?
Would you
Let's know you're
stop
ready.
it? That is a large amount of math. All right, ladies and gentlemen. The computer says. No, that's still not right. 6. Nope, still not right. But
We should be working on floor 10
we're working on floor 10.
because 60,000 if we get the 30 match.
Yeah. I mean, and I missed something. All right, I'm gonna hit the refresh.
Griffin.
Right there. Hang on. Almost there. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, if I did my math right, Arian, right here's the total. $58,335, which means we're $1,665 away, which matches what's up on top. There we go. We are 72% the way through floor number 10. Oh, I had to count. That's right. On fingers and toes and everything. Daystro says if each floor is 6,000, we're done with 9, 72% through floor number 10. Holy smokes.
This is insane.
I like everything about that.
Putz had a good question, and he wants to see the milestone list again. But before we do that, I just want to quickly go back for a second to Ivan. And I just want to share with you that when my brother was born, my parents were told that my brother was not going to be able to walk or talk or feed himself. And it's just amazing to see what medical science can do for kids nowadays. It's really, really awesome. And the things that they do at this hospital and how they make sure that the kids are comfortable and how they explain what the doctors are going to do and what they're going to see when they're going in for a surgery it's amazing. Really is amazing.
It truly is.
Yep.
Thank you for sharing that.
I appreciate that, and I didn't know that. So thank you so much. And you know, if anything, that just gives more insight into why you, Arian, are such an incredible human who dedicates hundreds of hours every single fall and winter towards this project. You have chaired the Christmas Angel Fund now for what, 3 years? 4 years?
I think it's 4.
This is 4 years. How about a round of applause for Arian community? 4 years.
You know, no, I think truly the round of applause goes to this community because it is so wonderful to see people from so many different backgrounds and from places all over the planet coming together to help out, and it's wonderful and heartwarming every year.
In 2 years, we'll have raised over $100,000 for this wonderful, worthy charity. And that
Isn't
doesn't
that
happen without
crazy?
each and every one of you.
Isn't that nuts? I mean, really, when you think about it, community, in the span of 2 years, and, you know, you could argue 1 year if you go like December to December, you know, because it was that, you know, so like 14 months, $100,000 that you've given to children that you've never known, children that you will probably never meet, to strangers who just need help. You guys have done $100,000. That is incredibly powerful, and you should be so proud of yourselves. You should lay your heads down at night and smile knowing that you've done good work while you've been on this planet. So thank you guys all so very, very much. You taking a look at this top number. Plugster, by the way, I don't even know if I read yours. I was doing math. Thank you, Plugster, dropping $250 in. Thank you so much. Oh, my goodness gracious. Bringing the total to $58,335. Now, Arian, you wanted to take a quick peek at the milestones again, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah. All right. Let's take a look at the milestones, which means I have to do karaoke now. All right. So that's going to happen. Also, Google Maps roulette. Griffin will spin a globe, randomly landing on a place, and DJs has to learn 3 facts about that place.
We have to do a few of
fails
those,
the quiz, he gets cattle prodded. You forgot to finish your sentence,
I forgot the part, where I'll get cattle prodded if I. Okay, got you. Thank you, Madrox. Thank you for your $15 into the Christmas Angel Fund. And listen, I'm going to point out that we are literally only $1,650 away. $1,650 away from having to shave our heads and eyebrows.
See, I thought that pergola money would have lasted me all the way through till almost Christmas, but we're that close to getting that $30,000 completely spoken for here on opening night of this telethon. That is absolutely amazing.
That is crazy.
Wow.
It's absolutely incredible. You guys are unbelievable. And, of course, the milestones will continue. We will put a copy of these milestones into the graphics room for you guys to have a little bit of fun with, and just know how amazing that you guys have been, not only tonight, but all throughout this season and what is still to come. Don't forget, we have, I know, Dave Strauss, my boss is going to lose it when I show up with everything on my face shaved. I told her.
They'll all want a picture taken with you. Don't worry.
Do what?
They'll all want a picture taken with Uncle Fester when you go to work. Don't worry.
I'm sure they will. They will want to remember that forever. So, thank you guys.
So you did warn them about the eyebrows?
Yeah, I did.
That's good.
I did. I warned them. I told them it was going to happen because I called it. I said the community is not going to miss, and we're not. All right, we're just not. I mean, we're $1,650 away now, and we still have over a week to go. And I'll remind you that what we haven't put here, all right, what we haven't actually put up here yet are the results from the auctions. The auctions are going to add at least something to this thing, I would imagine, right? So we haven't even put the auction money in there, which is probably why Arian decided to go for the stretch goals, because the auctions have still not happened, and those are still going to be popping up there. For those of you who are curious about it, we've got these photos that are be going up for auctions very, very soon. I think this week, right, Lee Ellen? I saw you in the chat hiding out just a moment ago. Later this week, we will, of course, make you aware of everything as it goes live. But I think, Arian, the way we've got to set it up is that all of these products are going to go live all at the same time, and it's going to last for 8 or 9 days, right? So you'll be able to go in and bid on anything you want. And just in case anybody was curious, there will be buy it now prices on these things, right, Arian? Did we decide that we were going to do that? Now,
I added those.
For the record, they are impressively large prices.
Yeah.
All right. Because I think the fun is going to be in the auction itself. All right. But there are buy it now prices just in case anybody decided that that's what they wanted to do. And this, of course, being the paramount prize right here, which is the autographed T-shirt by literally over a dozen Star Trek cast and actors from inside the Star Trek universe. Yeah, and not us, okay? Along with an authentic and excellent grade letter of authenticity on these signatures, checking out right here that it specifically spells out and documents that they have reviewed the autographs of Anson Mount, Doug Jones, Sonequa Martin Green, Anthony Rapp, and these items have a serial number and have been graded excellent. All right. This is a collector's item right here.
It really is. And you can go to that website. I did check it out, verified it was all set up and ready, and you can put in the serial number, look that up. You can also, if you're a collector and you're going to a convention and you're going to see one of these other actors or actresses that weren't at that convention, to add a signature, you can get it updated for the certificate.
But it is inside a museum-style case. So
and DJ's heart would break if you.
Whoever wins this thing is just going to take it and smash the case open and be like, I want to wear it. Okay, whatever. Whatever you want to do.
We did use a nice black Sharpie, so it'll make it through the washing machine once.
Juby says excellent isn't a good grade. What are you talking about? Isn't that like the best grade?
I think it is.
What are you talking about, Juby? That's a good one, right? Isn't that like the top of the scale? I don't know anything about that stuff. So Juby says no. Well, okay, whatever.
What could be higher than excellent?
Yeah,
Mr.
what
G?
is better than excellent?
Because literally,
Perfection?
they're standing right there signing it, and there's the autograph nerd watching it happen, and then typing it out on his computer.
The autograph nerd watched it. I mean, mint is the highest one. Well, whatever. Yes.
Maybe for a baseball card. I mean, there's no mint for a T-shirt.
That's right. Fingerprints touched the screen while they signed it. I couldn't really avoid that. All right. Oh, jeez. All right. Yeah, that's right. Griffin's donation is mint. There you go. That's fantastic. Thank you again, by the way. So
you're welcome. Thank you, everybody, for participating and making it happen for this wonderful cause.
This is it. Putz says, for those of us who gave directly to the hospital and earmarked it for this, is it updating our total live or do I have to sync it? So here's the situation. If you scan the QR code over here and you did it yourself, I've been watching that in real time. What is not on this website will be donations that went through companies. Okay, so any donations that went through companies for matches, those are not going to be here yet. So if your company is sending a check to Monroe Carell, just make sure that they have it documented that is for Jingle Toy Drive and for the Talking Track Foundation or Talking Track fundraiser. And I would encourage you just to let myself or Arian know, because we are in direct communication with Lee Ellen, and they can watch all of that stuff as it comes in. So if you've done an employer match, that is not reflected in our totals here tonight, so there could still be even more out there. That's right. It's not synced in real time, so there's probably still some more donations out there, Putz. If you've done through employer match, that does not show up on anything that we have in real time. So that can still come in, and we will be adding to those as Lee Ellen tells us that they're coming in, and they'll be uploaded to the giving page, and then also uploaded here to our page.
Putz did a company match. That's what he's talking about. Thank you, Putz. It's awesome. Now we know, and we can look out for that.
Yeah,
Perfect.
and if you send it to me, I'll go ahead and put it on the screen, because actually, Lee Ellen and I have been texting tonight as stuff has been coming in. We've been watching some of that stuff. So if you want to text it to me real quick, I will go ahead and throw that in. As a matter of fact, I've got... Let's see. I have a couple more to put up. Actually, it looks like I've got one more to put up right now. Shall I go ahead and do that?
Let's
hit that button, and I'll put this one up right now. I can't talk, and somebody else talk. Can't. Thank you.
Oh, he's back. Okay, good.
No, I'm not.
That was great music. Good job, Griffin.
I'm not back yet. I'm still typing. What is MYR for our currency? I don't even know what that is. That just defaulted to
No,
that.
that's Russian. Ruski.
Ruski? Okay. MY. No, that's not correct then. We're going for U.S. dollars. Happy holidays.
Malaysian?
Is it Malaysian?
For the
It's
kids.
Malaysian. It's not Russian. It's Malaysian.
All right, Malaysian. Happy holidays for the kids. $25 coming in from Brizinger Wolf. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Brizinger Wolf. Oh, yes. They were chatting earlier, about an hour ago. That's great.
Yep. So there you go. That is everything that I've got here so far. And if you have, if you've got anything that you've done through your company, like we saw earlier, GSK Foundation, they sent me a message. That's when I put that one up. Okay. Let's see. All right. So Putz, that's the total. Okay. So let's go ahead and add this one in, guys, from Putz and Mrs. Putz and Lamb Research.
Nice.
Through an employer match for, oh, this is a good one. Happy holidays from the Putz family and Lamb Research for their employer match of, there you have it.
And
why? It's too long. Okay.
Abbreviate.
Womp womp.
I'm trying to fix it. Hang on. Now I'm spelling stuff wrong. Would you cut it out? There we go.
So close.
There it is.
So far.
$750.
All right, Bucks family.
That's amazing.
Thank you, Lamb Research. That's awesome.
That is great. $875 away now from the $60,000, which is
Just
absolutely incredible.
$875 from hitting our initial platform goal of $60,000. $875. That could happen at any moment. And I am so proud of being a part of this community and all the amazing
you guys are great.
charitable goodness that has been displayed today.
Thank you guys so very much. With that, we are at our time here tonight. I thank all of you for being a part of our incredible, very generous community. I can't imagine doing this in any other way. I remember when we first started talking about doing this, even before you joined the show, Griffin, when I did this, I used to do this for my radio show. And I'm here to tell you, you guys have surpassed what I ever did on an FM radio station, a #1 rated morning show station. Never raised
50,000 watt #1 morning show rated station.
Has never raised this kind of money. You guys are incredible. Thank you so very, very much. I am humbled that you guys hang out here and enjoy your gaming here and spend time with us in Studio B. You guys are incredible. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Scopely, for the $12,000 donation. Star Trek Fleet Command Team, Beck Likes Plants. That's just absolutely amazing. Thank you.
Absolutely it is. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Everybody. All right. You guys are incredible. Look at that.
There's more coming in.
Pinky. Thank you so very much. Pinky and Iron Chef from Aloha Diz with the $100.
Aloha.
Yes.
Thank you. That's right. The STFC community makes it so. Thank you guys so very much. You guys are absolutely incredible. We love you. Thank you so very much for everything that you have done. This has been the 2024 presentation of Talking Trek Gives Back to support our friends at Monroe Carell Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt. Don't forget to hug your family, hug your kids, hug your animals, and do what you can to make this holiday just a little bit brighter for anybody involved. We say
and
thank
definitely
you.
Hug Captain Bull's mom, server 15.
Oh, dear Lord. Thank you guys so very much. My name is Ultimate DJs. His name is Green Griffin.
Yep.
And we are honored to be a part of Talking Trek. Happy holidays, everybody. Good night.